Roman Triumph is a survival city builder and colony sim set in Roman times, where you must lead your people to build from the ground up and fortify it with walls, ballista, archer towers, and other defenses to survive against the hordes of barbarians, Hydras, Minotaurs, and other mythological beasts like dragons, because why not? Everyone loves dragons. Join us on the very beginning of building our empire. I think this game is actually really fun. And remember, if you're into chaos city building and the occasional dragon-fueled panic attack, hit the like button. Let's get this party started. Well, hello everybody and welcome to Roman Triumph. We're gonna play a brand new game. Beautiful Valley map. The seed for this is 84163. We're just gonna go with the first map that it gave us. We're gonna go with the normal difficulty. There are two other difficulties which will allow you to either remove mythical creatures or to completely eliminate attacks altogether. We're not gonna do that. You're gonna get the full experience here. This is the standard unforgiving survival experience with a moderate attack frequency. Name of our colony is Tacticatus. Now, I am gonna be honest. Although I got this CD key for free, I could play any game that I want, and I was not really sure about this game, and I like it. Key things I like about a video game is, can I build a city, and can I shoot things with it? And this game, it does both of those. So here we are. You got stone and iron. You can ignore this. We also want to make sure we have a fertile land. So this game really encourages organic city building, because not all areas are equal. This green area over here, this is a high fertility. We can bring aqueducts in and bring more water in to get an even greater increase in our productivity of farms. There's also advanced technology to increase farm productivity. This game has a lot of numbers and a lot of information to help you dial in your economy. And that is another reason why I like this game, is it does not make you guess. I don't got to spend 500 hours trying to figure out how many fish I have. It tells me exactly how many fish I'm getting per month in this game. So there's a lot of really awesome user-friendly things. So what I'm looking for right now is a place where I can bottleneck my city for defensive purposes. Like these big mountains, I can put a wall in between. This is actually a beautiful spot. But we don't have any iron. We have plentiful stone. Right here would be a superb industrial area if we just had a tad bit of iron. Now we do have iron over here, along with stone, and iron over here, and iron over here. I think we can make this work. It's going to be a little weird, but we have a nice little farming sector all throughout this area. The brighter the green, the better. But all of this is good. So we can kind of mix industry and farmland together. We have water for our aqueducts. And we have a crap area down here where we could build additional housing and additional farmland close to another water supply with the ability to bottleneck between this lake and mountain. This is shaping up to be a superbly beautiful place. Now, one of the things I want to talk about with your starting building, this starting building has the ability to attack things around it. You will also have buildings that impact the comfort and health of your housing. So there are certain buildings that don't do that and that do. Temples, for instance, you can place them anywhere. But when the raiders come and burn things down, it's really difficult to repair certain things. So I came up with the idea, I've had one playthrough, that I'm going to have my main area right about here, okay? And I'm going to surround this with buildings that have no impact on anything else, but are incredibly expensive to replace. And we're also going to wall this in. Now to the north, we're going to be able to do farming and all that stuff. And to the south of here, we're going to be able to place our first residential areas. And you know, this isn't going to be an amazing build. I'm going to do the best I can, but quite honestly, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get good at this game. But I'm going to give you the tips and tricks that I have learned along the way and just try to do a generally good job. Here we are. It's in all of its glory. We're going to ignore the normal tutorial stuff. It's incredibly boring. Everybody knows how to move a mouse at this point. Build housing, a domus. 2, build a hunter hut, gather some wood, gather some stone. Remember what I said is we do want to do a bit of pre-thinking. Now, this hospitium is what you kind of want to build off the start personally, but it requires bricks. And we don't have a lot of brick production. Takes 17. But you're going to save a lot. So 2 of these is 14. 1 of these is 17. You can see the comfort's just a little bit higher. And it also utilizes space, in my opinion, a little bit better. But because we're doing the tutorial, we'll play around with this a little bit. So I will eventually probably destroy these things. So what we want to do is place a road all the way around our starting area. And as I said, it's never going to be perfect. I'm going to create roads going off in each direction. And we're going to start to gather wood. And we are going to start to gather stone. Just like so. Perfect, perfect. We're going to unpause and let people get back to work. So what I want to do, and what I found out, is there are going to be multiple types of housing districts that you make. Your first one's going to be a little bit simple. And you really only need to have a spacing of about 2 tiles between your houses so that you can put a tavern and some decorations which will increase the comfort. We have ourselves a medium park here. And this is going to be perfect to go in between housing areas, along with, as I said, the tavern. So, knowing that we're going to want this 2-tile area kind of at the heart of everything, we're going to be building based off of that. And we're going to do it in an area in which I don't really care about anything. Now, technically speaking, I could do it just right off here, and I could square things and go any direction that I want. We have complete control over all the creativity here. The first domiciles we're going to place here and destroy later. These are not part of the design, simply to complete the tutorial. We're going to pause. The second thing we want to do is make sure everybody does not starve to death, because starving to death is not cool. And look at the little efficiency counter. Isn't that beautiful? So we can rotate with R. But you can see how much efficiency you're going to have in an area. And you can see if it's... Look at over here, 150%. That seems to be about maximum for us. So we're going to place first building right here. Now, this one doesn't really seem to care about roads. They're cooler than the other people. And we also need to gather a little bit of stone, which we've highlighted, build those up. So we're in good shape. So we're going to speed this up and get that done. All right, 2 houses completed. Now they just need to build this hunter hut, and we're in good shape. And they'll gather some stone. So we're going to skip ahead to all that. All right, we're in golden shape. We got the hunter hut. There is a prioritization menu over here that will come up in a bit once we get to the tutorial. So we're just going to let them collect materials for now. They are doing such a wonderful job of deforesting everything. I don't know if I'm making Smokey the Bear proud or sad. Like, because technically there's going to be a lot less forest fires, right? But can't have forest fires if you have no forest. Remember, you can deselect items by coming down here. So if you notice that you need stone and you have too many trees, like me, selected, just go down and do that. Because we need to get this show on the road. Because we got to get defenses up. We got to get everything up. Because when these banditos come, they're going to be mean. They're mean people. All right, we have done the Lord's work. We're on to the next one. Now they want us to build a food storage and build 4 wheat farms. Now you're going to love this. You're going to like this part of the game because it's going to show you exactly what the fertility is when you place something down. And once it's constructed, it will also tell you exactly how much wheat it produces. But remember, this can be increased by aqueducts and getting water into the area and future technology. There is a massive technology tree, so keep watching this video. I'm going to go everything to the best of my knowledge and kind of explain mechanics. Just from this point of view, you're not getting the full picture. Like, trust me, this game actually gets really fun. So another thing I want to talk about before I place these farm fields down is the food storage. There is a building that you get an upgrade to called the large food storage. So you technically want to build your areas kind of around that concept. Now, what I'm going to do is find the edge of my area, right? So right here, we're seeing 102. We're seeing a bit of green. I'm going to say, you know what? This is a beautiful location for my first farm. I'm going to slap down a farm right there. Then I'm going to pull a road all the way around. Now, remember, you can't go willy-nilly with your roads. They take a little bit of wood. You can see up there, it's 1 wood per tile for right now. So in the beginning of the game, that is a bottleneck of sorts. See, we have a bit of hills. There are terraforming options to kind of flatten some of this stuff. But what I want to do is have farms and storage in the middle. I would prefer to place my storage on the worst tiles in my farming area. What we're going to do is designate this inner tile to storage only. So I'm going to go straight. Ooh, yes, we have something that we need to harvest in this location so that we can build the road properly. And yeah, we're going to place all of our storage right there. And we're going to go this way with the road. So this is perfect. We have a 2-tile gap. Now I can destroy the crappy food storage that we're putting down now and replace it with the majestic large food storage. We'll keep it simple. So we're going to place one and we're going to place another farm. The idea is that we can scale everything, right? So we do have an object in the way, and it is this horrific stone. Let's get the stone out of the way and let's speed this bad boy up. Perfect. Got our farm. Now we can get our second wheat farm up. Got our food storage. We're going to build quite a few of these. All right. So, yeah, they'll just water the plants, which makes no sense. We'll get an aqueduct in here at a certain point once we get research going, just to let you know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But you can already see that we have advanced harvesting. Other upgrades will become available over time. But you can see exactly how much we're producing here, which is 19 per month. You can also see these little nice little down arrows and up arrows when you are underproducing or overproducing an item. Very, very useful features in this game, which is why I like it. You can really get a good sense of what you need to do in order to maintain growth. And everything has a cost because it has maintenance to it, right? So you can see that the monthly upkeep on this domus is 2 wood. So at some point I'm going to have foresters, and I'm going to have enough wood to facilitate the upkeep of many buildings. So you can't just build a city. You have to think about what you're doing, and you have to have the proper infrastructure to sustain it. And that makes the game, in my opinion, for me, fun. All right, so we just need to build 2 more wheat farms, and we are in very good shape. In order to give some kind of road in the middle here, I'm going to space this out 1. We're going to get ourselves a nice little road going in a few directions here. And as you can see, there's foliage and trees and all types of stuff in the way, so we do actually need to cut all this down. And there's a few objects in the way here. I believe it is a rack and maybe a couple trees. We're going to let them get to town on that. You can actually see here on these back parts, we're getting almost 100 down here. I'm going to pause real quick. So I thought that this would be the edge. I wanted to kind of save this area because we're going to wall it, but I think what we're going to do is a little bit of a modified design because this is a wonderful place for another farm plot. We're going to remove this road here. We're going to wall this whole back area. And I think what we're going to try to do is line up the road with the farmland above. I do like to make things look a little neat. Road right here. This is perfect. We still have our storage, very accessible. This will be our 4th wheat farm. And remember, you can always assign more builders by clicking double max builders, and you can also bring it up to the top priority to number 1. It is already number 1, but those are very important things when you're sitting around and waiting. And look at that, a beautiful 4th farm. We have completed our objective. Now they want us to train an army. And this is exceptionally important because when you play on the easy difficulty, the first raids aren't too bad. But we're playing on the normal difficulty, and the raids can, you know, they're mean. The bandits in this game are mean. They're going to come in, they're going to burn our cool stuff down, and we have to stop them. So it wants me to train 2 Gladius Legionary. 1, 2. You can see the cost is 1 citizen, 5 wood, 4 stone, 7 food, and 1 monies. The monthly cost is 4 food. That is very easy for us. We have 5 months until 13 barbarians come to pillage this town. They have a height of 1.6 meters. It's kind of cool. It gives you their height, weight, gives you a bunch. Their approximate health is 36. Threat level is 2. So best defenses are towers. Okay, we're going to train 2 of the pilum. And it wants us to build 1 tower. Now, something really cool about the towers is they can intermingle with your walls pretty easy in this game. So we're going to destroy these 2 houses, and we're going to have a bunch of stuff. I like this little area here because we can just kind of like double our defenses in this area. I'm going to put the tower just for now right here. We're going to have ourselves a little, you know, awesome little fortified area right there. Now, we're going to put a road right here so that people can get in on all of the sides there. This is looking beautiful. So we're going to train this up, and we're going to build this all right now. Beautiful. You can see we also have some soldiers now, and this is fantastic. I actually personally like the archers, and we'll get into that later. So now it wants me to build a stockpile, a clay pit, and a brickworks. And this is probably the most crucial stage of the game, because I need a brickworks in order to build housing and to really dial in that area. Now we know that we have stone and iron and all types of stuff. So with all that said, a lot of the stone is over here, a lot of the hunting is over here. I want to kind of keep this area a little clean. What I'm going to need to do, though, is clear this area of all of the stone, which is blocking me from being able to construct. Second thing I want to do is actually start getting people in houses. We are running out of places for people to sleep, and they're saying weird things to me, so I need to get them off the streets. So I think what we're going to have is kind of a wall area right after this pond here. So if I'm going to have a wall, we're going to use just a placeholder road, just to signify to me where the wall is going to be. So if the wall is coming in here, this is going to be the lower housing area. So we're going to need a road, we're going to need a house, and then what we're going to have is a combination of medium parks behind. As you can see, they increase the health and comfort of all houses in the area. And we're also going to have a tavern back here. Now, I'm not exactly sure how I want to do the tavern. I'm thinking I might just have one road coming down into this area. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is have a house here and then another house right there. But what I want to do is save this spot so I can put a tavern right here. We're going to have a middle ground for decorations and then more houses. So this is going to be fantastic. As you can see, save 2 slots in between your houses for all the decorations, and then another 2 slot for the houses that you're going to put there. So we now can kind of map this out, and we can have a lot of cool stuff, and it's going to be great. We're going to unpause and fast forward and let them collect all these things. We're also going to start building up these beautiful houses. As you can see, some homeless citizens are dying because I was too busy building my farms and building my houses, but that's okay. They'll come back. They love me. All right, cool. We got some fighters. We got ourselves a tower. We got ourselves a food. We gotta you want to make sure that you're green on the food because it's actually really easy to screw up there. Let's place one medium park right here. All right. We're going to build a road out here now. You can see there's still a lot of stuff blocking. This is probably going to be one of those things that drives you, or me at least, crazy. Is you need to start removing a lot of this stuff. So let's get these trees out of the way and get our bricks going. Then we can build more houses, and then the homeless people will stop dying on the streets. These houses look so freaking awesome. And there are upgrades on the houses, furniture, insulation. It's one of the beautiful things about this game is it has this whole system of comfort. If we come up here, you can see happiness. 30%. It's weighted happiness, health, comfort, culture, recreations, and safety. Tells you the weight of everything. You can see that the productivity is 82% from a range of 70 to 125%. So you have a reason to get these things up. You have the numbers you need to know to get these things up. It's almost like this video game knows what gamers want. Being able to just clearly look at something and understand it is such an amazing tool for city builders, and I really enjoy this game because of that. We're getting really close. I think we're gonna put the clay pits right over in this sector over here. Fantastic right here. So let's do some clay right there. Get ourselves a brickworks. Right here. Perfect. Get ourselves a beautiful road. Going right down the center there. In a small stockpile. Now keep in mind, there is a movement tool once the building is completed. Let me come over to a farm. See around here? Move! You can move anything at any point, so don't feel like you're ever stuck in one place, okay? And let's watch the beautiful and majestic buildings being built. Huzzah! There we are. We have done it. We have mastered the art of shoveling clay and making bricks. And now we can make sure that people aren't homeless. Truly, truly, it is a blessed day for us all. All right, it is a good day. All right. And so now you can see I can build an academy and a tavern. Now, the academy is how we get into research. Super duper duper important to get that one up. And then the tavern. Now, the academy can be built anywhere. That's going to go in this general vicinity. We're going to need to get rid of these 2 houses, but I want to wait till I can build some more. We also need to build a sweet, sweet tavern. You come down to your service tab down here, right? And you get your tavern. We're going to need some bricks. So like I said, it has a sphere. And I think if we place it kind of center here, we're going to get the most bang for our buck out of that. There's also a couple other buildings that we can place. And, you know, we're just going to wing it in the most educated way that I can. I feel like there's a lot to this game I need to understand. And it's really hard to give a perfect map layout because realistically, I think there are just simple concepts that you can use to get the best results that are going to lead to more aesthetically pleasing cities rather than, you know, one of my giant little Borg cube squares. But as you can see, anyone who's around a clay pit gets a -15 comfort. Anyone around the brickworks gets a -30 comfort. I don't think it's from the smell. I think it's from looking at the peasants. I don't want to look at them either. We got our soldiers. We are just at the very beginning of this game, and it keeps getting better and better and better. It's surprisingly decent of a game. And I say that with an emphasis because I play a lot of city builders, okay? And a lot of them suck. They're just cookie cutter in every way. But this game, it does a lot of things right. We're actually going to build another tower, even though it's not asking us to, simply because we're playing on a harder difficulty. And those barbarians, as I have said, are kind of jerks. So we will collect our bricks. We have 31 bricks. And we will place the greatest tavern in the world. Let's pause the game. So look at the radius of this tavern. If I place it, I feel like I'm missing out. So let's go back to the drawing board here. If I place the tavern here, you can see the green arrows on both houses, right? So this is actually the best place, in my opinion, to place this. And we can still keep the middle row for decorations. Road here serves really no purpose. So never be afraid to change your mind on anything. We just need to cut all this stuff down and we're going to slap that tavern in. All of my people will no longer have to think of how terrible their lives are and they can drown their sorrows. It always works. Fulvius, age 55. Hauling a big sack of nothing. All right. Oh, he's hauling wood. Perfect. We're making great progress. I just need them to clear this stupid area. And it looks like the barbarians are coming. We're still clearing out this area. All is well in our world, though. I feel pretty confident that between the 2 towers in our rockin' main base, we are gonna slam dunk these fools. I don't know if anyone talks like that anymore, I'm sorry. I don't think anyone ever says I'm gonna slam dunk these fools. I don't know where I come up with these terrible catchphrases. Ancient Roman talk right there. Only the most historically accurate disses on this channel. Yeah, they're coming in hot, though. And I believe they might try to burn some stuff down. Looks like we can get the rest of the road in here. I may end up actually going back with the road down this area because I think this is going to be pretty wide. All right, the barbarians are slamming through the forest right now, so this is going to be pretty intense. We got ourselves a nice little clearing. What I need to do is try to bait them into our defended area. They may burn down a few buildings, but that's life. Yeah, we don't have enough time. All right, we gotta defend ourselves from here. This is gonna be an epic battle. The Pilums are really awesome because they got those little Pilum javelins. All right, it looks like we're doing all right. Killed a few of them, 3 of them left. All right, not a whole lot of damage was done. You can see if there's rubble. There is a repair all button. I know some of you are like, do I have to click on every freaking thing they destroy? No, you don't. Another great thing about this game. But I will show you that because there will definitely be an example where they destroy some stuff. And the one tree is still blocking me from my tavern. Yeah, you can see once I get rid of this tree, I can place it down. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a wide area. Right about here is where the tavern's going to go. That's where I get the second green arrow. All right. Finally, right here. So you can see We're going to be able to get a lot of housing around this. It's going to be glorious. And you can actually see that the medium parks, I think they do better here. I think an argument could be made, though, to have all of this kind of like right here and double up, but you need roads. It gets weird. I think what we're going to do is try to do a road down the middle, so there's a bit of maneuverability, because you want things to be fluid. You don't want to have people walking too long. And let's get up some more houses. So I'm feeling pretty good about everything right here. Let's let them build all of this beautiful stuff up. Doesn't appear we have any attacks coming in anytime soon. So outside of this, we also want to get into technology. So we need an academy. So the academy, I think, will be a good fit right around these parts. We're going to place it right here. So we're going to get that academy built, these housings, and the booze room. Gotta have the booze room. All right. Research time. Go to the research. So there are a lot of great things here. Large food storage, cabbage, sheep farming, fishing. And let me tell you, sheep farms also have extra bonuses to your city. Some of these buildings actually give you benefits. So they actually encourage you to have a wide range of food, not just so people don't starve to death on the streets, but also so that you get all the benefits of these things. And it's pretty darn cool. And we'll go into that more later too. Houses, taxes, furniture, upgrades, this. We're going to go into taxes right off the bat. The tutorial actually doesn't take you this direction, but we're going to go this direction because you need a bit of money for some of the future buildings. And outside of slaughtering bandits and anything that comes your way, it is one of the earlier ways to make money in the game. So we're going to start on taxes. I know, I am a jerk. Industry, large storage, stone mining, aqueducts. Stone mining is going to be next on the menu. That is very important to the continuation of being awesome. A lot of buildings require it. Hospital, justice, arenas, small temples. We got to get the small temples soon. The gods are hecka jelly in this game, and they will kick the crap out of you. City defense, basic towers, unit levels. We'll go into a lot of this stuff later. But as you can see, a lot of great things about this game. Like, seriously, keep watching. I promise the game gets better. Finish these buildings off. All right, buildings are complete. Now keep in mind, we have maintenance, all right? So we can get wood just by cutting stuff down. You're gonna wanna continue to tell people to do that. We're gonna get into forestry soon. There's a lot of steps for this, but we have a beautiful housing district. We're gonna have more people now. This is also gonna potentially cause some food issues, so we need to keep an eye on that, or yes, people will starve to death. All right, and we have our beautiful tavern. 25 comfort and 20 recreation. This is going to increase the happiness of our people and give us a productivity boost. We are now at 95% productivity. And if I didn't need these people, I would burn this whole city down because that's not enough. We need 125% productivity. We're going to get there easy. That's another thing I like about this game is it is actually not too difficult to hit these maximums. And we have more upgrades to come. But right now we have a consumption of 2 brick and 1 wood on these homes. We're going to need to get a lot of things in order. All right, so we can see that our food is actually diminishing a bit, but that's because we have so many people cutting trees down. So once we get to the point in the tutorial where we can control prioritization, that will be great. So we need to build a quarry and a cabbage farm. So we will need to unlock the quarry and the cabbage farm within the research tree. But first we need to finish the current technology of taxation. So we're gonna skip ahead. We also have a lot of other decorations, as you can see, that can cost stone, square column, fountains. Now the fountain gives health of +6 and comfort of +6, where the medium park gives +3 and +6. As you can see, the fountain, very, very small. You're gonna wanna kinda try to min-max some of these things, but once again, not really noticing any huge issues as far as getting all this stuff up. You see the comfort here is 93. So remember, we can pretty much move anything. So what I'm seeing here is that we are still at 93 comfort. So it does not appear that like-kind stack. I can move this over here out of the way. You still see we're at the 93. And over here, we're at 87. We're going to move that over. So unfortunately, they don't. But that's kind of cool, because what that tells me is that you can kind of get these things centered, right? Like realistically, I'm only going to need one in the middle here. And because I can move them, I can just use this in another residential area. So these are the good questions to ask. The second one I would ask is, does the fountain stack? Does the column stack? Now, the town guard requires stone. A lot of this stuff requires stone. We just need to let them finish their research and get into the quarry ASAP. And now we're at 93. So yeah, playing around with it, that definitely seems to be the way it works, which would lead me to believe that putting something center like this would be the fantastic choice. Now, the fountain, on the other hand, we do not have enough stone to do, but we can try to figure that out as well. It would be kind of ideal, I think, to get a slight blueprint on how I would like to do some of these things, as we do have columns that are very short. You can see they offer safety buffs as well, but that does keep you from kind of spamming. But to be honest, a 93 comfort is pretty darn amazing. All right, research has been completed. You can see now we're running out of stone. We're running out of certain things. Apologies. Trying to narrate a lot, and looks like I needed to make sure they were still doing those. But we have a lot of wood, a lot of bricks. Food is kind of all over the place. We're getting a lot of good individuals here. So we're going to boot up another farm. All right, 100%. That's a beautiful place. 100% right there. We're going to do 2 farms. I think that will help a lot. We're growing. We are a growing boy with a massive alcohol dependency. We have a kind of inefficiency in our hunting, which is causing some of these issues. Come on back up, but it does look like we might be over hunting that area. All right, we're on the up and up now. We got a 46 gain per month. That will help us get to our next technology. We'll eventually get the aqueducts, bring water down into here, get a huge bonus that way as well. The berserkers are coming. 13 barbarian and 3 berserkers in 6 months. We can take them. So we're going to put a fountain right there. And there's no upkeep on these parks or anything, so there's really no negative. And you can say, okay, it looks kind of aesthetically pleasing. So let's just go with it for now. But we will definitely upgrade some of this stuff. Now, another thing that I would like to do is recruit a bunch of archers. The monthly cost on these guys is pretty darn high. I think I'm going to do this inner area 4 tiles just to account for any kind of future thing that I'm not aware of quite yet. Fortunately, we expanded so quickly that we were running out of food. We're having a little bit of a back and forth on the food. 1 month we're good, 1 month we're bad. It's going to get better here in a second. I just need to get things going. We're going to research cabbage, get some cabbage going. That will help out with health. Cabbage is a really, you'll see in a second when you build these things that certain buildings give a bonus to the town. The tavern upkeep is 25 food per month. So yeah, we're actually having quite an issue with agriculture right here. So we're going to get... Remember, we can move these things. So I'm just going to place these down just to get some food going. All right, research completed for the cabbage. Now, the upkeep on this is brick. You can see these are a little bit longer. They're a little weird. And there's some really good spots for it, like right here. So we're definitely going to take advantage of these spots. Look how perfect that is. Lines up with everything. That should get us right where we need to be. You know, not starving to death. And we'll be able to research quarries. Nice. We got a blessing from the gods. We got cabbage. That's going to be huge. So you get plus 10 health for 5 citizens. So for every one of these for 5 citizens, we're getting 13. All of these things help each other because it increases our productivity in all things. We're going to move these guys back into place so that we can do proper storage. There we are. We're going to continue to get the wheat farms going because, yeah, you can see we're at 11 a month in the winter. This is really, really rough. I've actually never had it this bad before. A little bit of a learning curve playing on the higher difficulty. Sorry about that, but it's okay. I'm used to chaos. Looks like we can do research of sheep farming. Not going to do taxes yet because I can't afford the negative, but we have the ability to tax. We're going to get attacked soon anyway. Looks like food, we're finally starting to stabilize. Once I can stabilize, because the real issue is that this tavern takes a lot of food, 25 food. And if I can stabilize that, we're going to be in good shape. And we're getting real close. We're going to get to a point where I have a lot. I need to up, you know, food storage preemptively. So we'll do that too. Let's get another food storage. Now, but we do need to be careful. These don't have a cost to them or an upkeep, so that's great. The upkeep on this at 2 bricks, though, luckily we're able to afford, but... You can see you really have to be smart here. And I don't really want to expand housing too much more because we already have more people than I can provide for. So it's really important to probably get some water up here to increase production of all of these things. We're using a lot of bricks there, and we're using lots of other things. Wood, brick, and stone, so a lot going on. The attack is imminent. They're coming. The town guard will give a 40 safety bonus. You could put this pretty much anywhere. Remember, we can move these things later, so I'm going to place this right here. And that should help get people happy, which could increase productivity, which could increase our food supply. The attackers are very close. You can see the elite berserkers are purple. I'm going to put the archers inside. They will actually walk through these doors. I've seen them do it, but we're going to try to defend ourselves from inside of here because there's a lot of them. And we're going to likely have to repair some things. Food is now on the up and up. We're at 106. The winter I was not prepared for, but we're in good shape. On the upkeep on this requires stone. It requires brick. I'm hoping that they run past all these people and they just come to engage us. Yeah, they're going to destroy our small stockpile most likely. Perfect. We're doing okay. And I can show you now that you can repair all buildings after an attack, so you don't have to go through and find everything. That'll be a wonderful thing for me to show you here in just 1 second, but let's get this battle over with. We got 3 berserkers left. 1. Boom, boom, boom. Last guy. And bingo. All right. So, pause the game. So you can see here, it says rebuild, but if you look at these 2 options, highlight all, rubble, rebuild all. So you can just hit that. Perfect. I think that was the only thing they destroyed. We're very, very fortunate. Now we're back on the up and up. We have food. So now, after they get sheep farming, I can research the quarries. All right, we're making excellent progress. We're finally positive on the food, so we're definitely going to want to make sure we have a lot of storage. That last winter, holy cow, that hurt so bad. So we're going to go a little abundant here on storage. These only can contain up to 160 a pop, so that's really not a whole lot. You do want to kind of look at your population and control it. You can see our gain is 160 a month, but I think we're probably going to need a lot more storage than what you see there. All said and done, though, I do think it's time for us to look at expansion here soon. We can see that our bricks are just not going to cut it for expansion. We're going to be building more, have more maintenance. We're going to need more bricks, so let's do that. I'm going to do another clay pit. And I'm going to do another brickworks right here. I'm also going to expand my storage. Eventually, I will research large storage, and then we can kind of recalibrate. For the time being, we're going to do one more stockpile here. And we're going to complete this road right here. It's beautiful. That is not what I wanted. All right, we're back on track. Whoopsie daisy, they say. All right, cool. That should help us out tremendously right there. Perfect. So you can see our productivity is back to 100%. Now, the real kicker was that we did not have enough food for the tavern, thus causing our productivity to decrease, thus causing us to not have enough food for the tavern. So, moral of the story is make sure you got food. Don't do what I just did. That was pretty harsh, man. That was harsh. All right, we got the storage going. We got everything that we need. We're going to speed this bad boy up, and we're going to get this show on the road. But yeah, things are looking really good. Eventually, I'm going to come up here and start to create some more defensive areas. Right now, I'm just trying to keep my defenses kind of clustered together. We're a little too spread out, and we don't have the resources to kind of put too many people in a lot of locations. But we're doing fantastic. We're almost done with the sheep. And then we can go into the quarry. We have a lot of resources. It does look like we're going to need to hand gather some stone in the meantime, but the quarry is definitely next on my menu. And I can also start doing taxing here pretty soon. That's pretty sweet. Research is now completed. Let's go to our research tab. We have a lot of great things. Sheep farming is definitely going to be awesome because it's another food group for us. And we're going straight into stone mining now that we have a food surplus. Everything is glorious for us once more. Very good. Let's take a quick gander at that luscious sheepage. Okay, here we go. We need a ton of bricks, so that's pretty good. Now this sheep farm has a monthly upkeep of 1 wood, 2 brick, and 4 gold, but it produces 45 meat per month, and it provides up to 10 citizens a 35 health bonus. Very cool. Whereas the cabbage farm is per 5. So 5 and 10, but you know, different things. One gives cabbage, one gives meat. Now I don't know about you, but to me, cabbage and meat don't taste the same. So, you know, there's gonna be preferences. My preference would most likely be the succulent meat. But to each their own. Some people love cabbage. I don't know who, but they're out there. They're out there, living among us. Be careful. All right, look at that. So I think we're actually gonna put the sheep dudes. Oh, look at this. I think we could let's pause real quick. See, the cabbage is too wide. So if I put this guy right here, what we can do is run a road up this and put some more cabbage. I know that's exactly what you're thinking. You're like, Tacticat. What about the people who like cabbage? And I'm right there with you. We can put them right here. But yeah, the maintenance on this for bricks and the wood and the gold. So that's the thing. The gold is the big kicker on that stuff. So the cabbage doesn't cost any gold. This does. We do have the ability to trade our excess production to other areas if we need things. We could come down and to Rome and Carthage and all these other places and trade. I'm not quite there yet. I don't really want to sell anything because I don't know where I'm going to be with things. And up here on the right, we can increase taxes. But we need to build a treasury. So, it is time to build the treasury next. We need 110 stone and 40 brick. So, let's get this show on the road. We're about to get our stone quarries. Now, we have a ton of quarries for stone to the bottom here. I'm hoping to keep some of this stuff more in the industry area. As you can see, the storage has enough room for a lot of this stuff. Now that we have completed that glorious research, we will go into the quarry. But we need stone and bricks. There's always a bottleneck. Okay, so what we're going to do is kind of deforest some of this stuff. And I also, at some point, need to put up foresters and all types of jazz. So we can do that now, too. They don't seem to have too much of a cost. Now, you can set zones, so the forester doesn't actually have to be in the trees. The forester can actually be, like, right here, for instance. And then you can set the zone outward. So what I think I'm going to do is put one here, and then another one right in this area here in a bit. But yeah, let's get some foresters going. That way we have someone constantly cutting trees, and you don't have to manually do it. Should have done that a bit ago, but I just didn't. You can see we have a lot of people doing a lot of things. We can now build a quarry. Let's pause the game real quick. Let's identify our quarry locations. See, we have one here, one there. These guys are a little too far away from this sector. So that is unfortunate, but it's okay. So what we're going to do is just get these guys going. That's perfect. All right. Now I'm going to want most likely a few of these. But for the time being, we're just going to have to hold off on that. So I am going to place a small stockpile right next to this, but we do have an issue where the road is too far. So we're going to get a road, a little bit of a weirdness going on here. Get a bit of a road right there. Get ourselves a small storage. Get ourselves some freaking stone coming in at a much better rate. There we are. We're in good shape. Speed this bad boy up. We're having a little bit of an issue, but our productivity is actually 101%. So safety is 73 now with the addition of those coppers. And recreation's very low. Culture's very low. We'll get into temples and stuff like that here soon. This is a very long game if you haven't caught on. Like, a normal game can take you 7-8 hours, I believe. I've gotten as far as 3 hours into a game and just barely touched anything. There's so much more to touch, and that sounds weird once I say that out loud. There's so much. There's so much more to touch. Yeah, I'm on a list. I'm on a list or two. But anyway, there's a lot more content, is what I was... Oh, my God. And don't do what I do. All right. Sometimes you got to come in here and fill it in by hand. But yeah, we're going to get these roads up. They're going to be beautiful. Perfect. All right. So we have a forester. So now we're going to set the zone just a little bit over. So now you can see the workers will plant around 8 trees per month inside the green circle. They will automatically be selected for the gatherers to cut. I would recommend starting your forester in an area that has trees. I've started it in a deforest area, and it just kind of sucked, but And the same flip of that coin, you can see that they're just cutting willy-nilly. So it don't matter. In the grand scheme of things, I guess. We're positive in all areas now, except for the monies. But now that we have... Oh, no, series is displeased. But anyway, now that we have proper stonage coming in, we're going to get the treasury up and start taxing people. And, you know, we're all going to be happy campers. So over here, you can see we're getting 26 stone per month. Now, there are issues with that. We're going to have a gain of 14. So you're going to notice that you're going to want to probably get into these upgrades as fast as you possibly can because of the upkeep of stone requirement. We're basically bottlenecked for expansion based upon the quarry, money, food, and all those things. But as you can see, those items also have requirements like bricks. But the brickworks requires, you know, a lot. It consumes wood and clay to make bricks. Luckily, it doesn't have too much of an upkeep. And the same with the clay pit. Thankfully, these things aren't going to cost us too much. And thankfully, the forester doesn't have anything either. But yeah, as you can see, there's only about 8 trees. So I guess it doesn't matter if you put it in a clear area. But good to have. I don't think we need to worry too much about wood anymore or any of those things, as a matter of fact. We're really close to getting this treasure up. We just need about... Oof. See, we're consuming a little bit of stone, so it's going to take a bit. I can already kind of see that most likely if I would like to rapidly expand, that I am going to, in fact, need one more quarry. So we're just going to go the distance here. We're going to have a moment, but I might need to clear some things out of this area. There we go. That's a beautiful thing right there. And then we can get this road going down and over. Perfection. All right, we're going to cut some of these trees down so I can see what I'm doing. Probably get some more storage in here. This is looking good. We want to stay away from these guys for now, but I'm most likely going to put residentials kind of around this area. We have 11 berserkers coming, and those guys are a little tough. They're also kind of dicks. So we want to be prepared for that. And always got to be prepared for dicks. Here we go. We got a 2-tile gap right there. That's not bad. I'm going to put him right here. And then I'm going to move one of these houses down here. Oh, shit. We have a blight. We pissed off Ceres. All right, so that tells me that my next thing that I want to go into is temples. So we're going to go into small temples and get the gods up. And then we can give the gods food for celebrations to make them happy. You know, you can do all... We can... Yeah, once we get... religion unlocked, we can start doing some more stuff. Taurus died because he did not have a home. Well, that's not my fault. I'm building him. Maybe he should, you know, he shouldn't have put his faith in me. That was his call. I have a bad track record. All right. So let's put a house. Oh, can't place a house there. Let's do another house there. Okay, I'm good with those 2 houses. That's going to bring in like another 20, 40 people between all of this. Or sorry, 20 people a pop, right? Yep, 10. So there's a good 20 people altogether. But yeah, it does seem that we are starting to get into a deficit of individuals. So we want to continue to trek along and do the best that we can. And we are doing the Lord's work here. This is a beautiful moment for all mankind. Terrific in all ways. And for some reason this... Yeah, we need to clear out some of this stuff. That's pretty easy to do. There we go. Beautiful day. All right, a little bit of action going on over there. A little bit over here. You can see the city is coming together except for the blight. But we're still in the up and up for food. You know, outside of, you know, the people dying and all the crying. It's a pretty good day for everybody, you know. It's beautiful. Beautiful morning. All right, yeah, we're going to get these houses up, get some people. We got some, you know, the mean hombres coming. 2 wood, 2 stone. Let's get 2 towers up. I'm just going to really kind of fortify this spot. This is basically my kill zone. I know it looks a little tacky, but, you know, I think it's beautiful, and that's all that matters. But I think I'm going to do wood walls in between, and we're just going to really beautify this area, make it majestic for us. It's glorious and always possible, but this will be good. I think we'll be able to easily take out the enemies with this setup. This is looking pretty sharp, actually. There we go. And just a little bit of a cost, and with the wood walls in between, it does make this look more like a gigantic fort, which is kind of cool. And then, yeah, I'm gonna have more, right? So I'm thinking we'll have towers in between. So we're gonna have towers here. So this will be double wall. So we're gonna have 3 more. 1 tower, 1 tower, 1 tower, 1 tower. That'll be 4. And I think that's gonna look great. Right now, I'm just gonna build a wall so that I remember that I like to kind of do things as I see them. Helps me keep track of everything. Our productivity is still doing pretty well. It looks like we now have small temples. Let's take a small temple gander. And yes, so we can get serious, but we need 90 bricks, and that is a lot. So currently we are producing 22 clay, 34 per brick. Should be about 34 per brickworks. Excess of 35. We're going to be building in no time. But like I said, that's why I have this area over here. I feel it is a very sufficient area for everything. And I think I can place the house over here now. We're going to move this house, and we definitely need to move this house too. Not exactly sure where to put it. Or I guess what we'll do is we'll put it on the backside over here somewhere. I think for now I can actually just move it down here and just worry about it later. I just mainly want to get everything out of the way, because this is going to be where the temples are. And I want the temples and everything over here to be well defended, because if the barbarians come and they decide to start burning my temples down, they're, as you can see, very expensive to replace. So we don't want that. That would be bad. Alright. Yeah, but we're in beautiful shape. These guys don't know what's coming. So build walls, build a gate, build and upgrade an archer tower. Alright, perfection. So we're going to focus all of that around here, as I said. So this is going to be where the gate is. And they want us to build X amount of walls. I'm okay with that. Now, what I'm not okay with is having too many towers. Now, because of the direction and the way that the enemies come, I feel good about highly fortifying this area. But over here, I'm thinking we're going to have 4 tiles and a tower. Because there is a cost to each tower. You know what I mean? There's a person cost, and then there's an upkeep cost. So every 4 tiles having a tower. Except for here on the backside, I'm just going to straight up wall that off. I think that's beautiful. Now, they also want me to upgrade an archer tower. And we're going to have to unlock that research. So we did just get small temples. Let's pause this game real quick. Go to city defenses. So what we want to do now is brick archer tower. Archer shoots arrows. Yeah. That's, oh wait, no, that's brick. That's not the upgrade. The upgrade is the sharpstone arrows. Let's do that. That's only a food cost. So we want to keep, all our research going. It's going to be a beautiful day for all involved. And you can see that we're having just a slight bit of issue, but that's because builders are being prioritized right now. So once all this is built, we'll be back in action. We have 2 months until 11 berserkers come and try to rip this place up. But you know what? I think they're going to fail. Now, my first playthrough, I kind of I did these bottleneck areas, like these bottleneck gates, and they work to an extent, but unless you're able to completely, cover every area, or you have enough of an abundance of people to go out, I didn't actually find it to be that great. I found creating a centralized defensive point like this kind of gave you the best bang for buck for your whole village not being burned down. Now, as I said, you kind of want to protect things like this, like, our sheep farm. I really don't want them to burn that down. So at some point I might wall in some of these areas. I do want to bring in water and aqueducts to this little spot right here to give a huge bonus. So that's going to be one of the next researches too. That's a really important one to get up. And but right now we're positive. We're very positive. Even in winter, you can see I got 1. So with our storage, I think we're going to get through this winter. It's not going to be like before. I promise I changed. I'm learning. I'm learning to be a better man. Okay, treasury. Let's get this treasury up now. Beautiful. So we got ourselves a nice little defensive area. We need to pull the walls over on this side, so I'm going to stop real quick. We got 1 month until those jerks come. So we got this area in here. I'm going to put more towers and stuff like that in there too. But we're going to have a tower there, a tower here, and I think I might actually do a gate here. No, okay, we'll do towers. We're going to have these open because, I could have done gates and switched some of this stuff up. I just don't really, I kind of like it being open because instead of the enemies banging on my towers, they come inside to try to fight. So they're not doing damage to anything around it. There's sometimes weird things you can do with pathfinding in game that actually make it advantageous to not block enemies from trying to get in, like I said. So tower here, wall piece here, wall piece there, towers all around, and then we will, however, have a gate so they can't get in these back areas, or so that they have to funnel into this death pit, basically. So, yeah, there's that. And as you can see, this slightly lines up with everything that we're doing. We have tower right there. Perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Tower, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Tower. 1, 2. Oopsie daisy. So, oopsie daisy, yeah. So we can flatten terrain. It just cost us 36 monies. And that actually hurt my soul a little. I'm not going to lie. We really need to get that tax office up and start, shaking this town down efficiently. All right, and then a tower here. And then this basically becomes awesome. So all this goes this way. I'm personally just going to wall this part off too. So now we have this whole protected, fortified area for some of our best administrative buildings that we really just don't want them to be knocking down all willy-nilly. You cannot have barbarians willy-nillying it at any point, or you will, you'll have problems. These things are expensive to repair. Alright, we got 1 month until we're lampooned by a bunch of berserkers. We're gonna get this stupid wall up. We have a nice little area on the inside. It looks like I do have space for a back road on this part, so we want that. But this will allow us to place our temples, all of our really good buildings back here. So we definitely need to get the, ancient Jesus, pre-Jesus in here series. So we need to get some gods in here. They're, very pissy people, so fortunately we have to deal with all these things. But there are 4 gods, and we'll get into that a little bit later. And they're all disappointed. Well, just one of them. The other 3 gods aren't interested in me. I'm not cool enough for them. And, the gods that are interested in me, they're disappointed. So all around, not a good day for us. But we're gonna get everything going here shortly. I think we're gonna be in very good shape. They are coming. The berserkers are coming at us. There are 11 of them as specified. We probably have between about a couple minutes. So we need to make sure that these walls get up before they get here, and that we get everybody in towers, and that will be grand. So we do have some options up here. Available workers, citizens, legionaries. All right, happiness. Very good. Enemies coming. Let's pause the game real quick. We got a jobs priority board. I know I talked about this earlier. So if you really want to get into it, we can move the town guards all the way to the top. I think that's smart. We can move the farmers to the top too. And you can kind of set everything as you will. Builders, you definitely want to be in the right area, because if you're trying to build something, I would say even above farmers, I would have builders. I'd have them above everything. And then clay pit, researcher. I mean, researcher can be definitely last, to be honest. Everything else is critical. You run out of bricks, building shut down. You run out of food, building shut down. But we don't need smart people. No, we don't, man. That's what life teaches you sometimes, is that all you need is a good club. But I think we're gonna be in good shape. We've prioritized our towers. We're gonna get more towers. We're gonna be beefy. We're researching the upgrade, so we can click the upgrade button, get that sharp stone arrows. But every time you upgrade it, it's also going to increase our upkeep by an additional 1 wood and 1 stone for a little bit of extra damage. And that stuff does, help out, but something to keep in mind. It does appear that the 1 forester is actually more than sufficient for us. So that's great. We got to upgrade the tower. I am not going to skip these tutorials, though, because they are a really good way to get into the game and be on track. You can see over here, unfortunately, we're running out of brick. And I think that was just from the downturn. We're on the up and up now. We had a downturn because we're building stuff. So these berserkers, you can see they're a little bit taller than our units. I always thought that was kind of funny. Here we go. Yeah, we got it going on. Yeah, they're gonna burn some stuff down. They're pretty beefy, but now they're running into the kill pit, so that's good. I'm gonna keep my men. I don't know what these guys are doing over here, but they're not helping out. Oh, good God, man. Yeah, he just got sacked in the face. Okay. Never get sacked in the face. Alright. I think we're in good shape. Like I said, we got a lot of towers. We're very beefy. I really don't want to lose any more men. We have 1 more berserker out here somewhere. And that's never a good thing. I'm not exactly sure where he is. I'm sure he's burning down something that I care about. Oh, yep, there he is. There he is. All right, remember we're gonna do the rebuild all, and we'll see if that worked. Yeah, it does look like it worked. So a little bit of damage. Oh, not the house. The fires can be put out, but yeah, we're gonna need to get a bigger army. The big kicker for the army right now is food. We're at 152 food, so I definitely feel like we're at a place where it's a very smart thing to do. So yeah, the monthly cost on these guys is pretty low. I like them a little bit better. It does cost us 1 citizen, which is pretty severe. We are gonna need to now expand our population. The big kicker for here is just wood and brick, but I think we are in a place now where we have lots of bricks coming in. We may need to expand. I probably should start looking at expanding the technology of kiln efficiency and things like that. You can see that they increase our cap by 1 gold, though. We do have a tax of 1% now. We're going to boot that up to, let's do just 1.5. You can see 2% kind of pissed them off. And once we get this technology tree, which I believe we have, we can now do our first upgrade. It's instantaneous when you upgrade. We're just going to do the one. We raised the taxes already. That was the next mission. So they want us to do a trade. Now, a trade is really, really easy in this game. It's down here in this trade tab. I just essentially click on anybody. And anybody at all. Let's do Rome. Let's hit trade. So I want to send something I have a lot of. Right now, I have a lot of food. They are not buying food. They're jerks. Carthage, on the other hand, we can see they have brick and iron as desired. Now, the German tribes, or whatever tribes are here, they want food and tools. Well, I can give them the food. And we have quite a bit. And in turn, I can get wood, brick, cloth. I'm going to get a bunch of brick. Wow, that is a lot of brick for just a little bit of food. That's a pretty good trade. Now, we can set up reoccurring trades. So if I don't want to go too heavy into all this. So I think that's a monthly basis. So we can see that we're gaining 125 per month. So I don't know. I think that's a good trade. So if I send them 20 food and I get 37 bricks, that's a pretty good trade for me. I'm going to set this to repeating. And we're going to name this food like me. Yeah, food like me. There we go. Start that trade. Perfect. So that's going to progress, and we're going to get some bricks, and just a little bit of food's going to go out. I love it. It's not a bad trade. Now, I do think that we should start upgrading these farms. So if we do advanced harvesting, the upkeep goes to +1 iron and +1 gold. And it costs a lot. But we get +7 food per. We're not at a point where we can even entertain iron. So we're going to have to get into iron production if we want to increase food production. And that's an interesting dilemma there. So a lot going on. A lot to consider here. I was also kind of looking at some of this stuff. We definitely need to get towers and a lot of things over here. We have this sealed off. One issue I have, though, is this actually does need to be a gate. So I think what we're going to do is we can demolish this wood wall. And we can't move wood towers. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to demolish this as well. I do like that animation. It makes me feel powerful. But let's put the wood gate up right here. Perfection. And let's come back down here and get ourselves up another tower. A tower here. Just get this side a little bit more defended, but I think we're going to call it good there. Because this is getting a little too much for me. We have way too many people dedicated to fighting. So now we need to build the temple, the forum, and throw a religious festival. So we got the religious buildings a while back. So we really only have the one god, and it requires 90 brick. We're really close. We're at 86. Someone committed the crime of arson, but, you know, God will forgive. Well, we'll rebuild. I didn't realize both of those were down, but that's okay. Yeah, we're in good shape. We're going to rebuild. We lost a little bit of brick because of that, but that's okay. Trade failed. We received no word from the tribe. Something must have happened. Pirates got our food. Man, what did I do? I cut a gypsy off. I must have cut a gypsy off in traffic like about a week ago. It has just been one bad thing after another. One bad thing after another, man. You gotta watch out for them gypsies. They're everywhere. I don't know what they look like, though. I'm sure that they wear proper attire now, but those business casual gypsies are out there, that's for sure. All right, so everyone's all pissy now because the trade failed. And you know, who can blame them? They're gonna pout, but everybody... Okay. All right. Yeah, just a fiery blight. Why not? Why not? I didn't have any plans. What? Let's... Yeah, just burn it. Why don't you burn it all down, huh? Why don't you get one of my childhood best friends to ring my doorbell and kick me in the balls at it while we're at it? What a glorious day. All right. Well, we're gonna move on. But you can see this game. This game will punish you a little, but we're in good shape. Yeah, and we're almost there in the bricks. We just need to get this temple up, and then we can give food as a sacrifice. We can have parties. We have, you know, a lot of money. We're getting 20 per month. We could afford to upgrade some of this stuff. We're probably gonna want to, and we're also gonna want to get the aqueducts. So let's actually take a gander at our research and start gravitating towards that. That's going to require an enormous amount of stone. There are other things that we could do, like brick archer towers and a lot of those other things. I don't think we're at a point where I'm too scared. Luckily, we haven't been hit by a dragon, and I should not have said that. Because, okay, sorry, okay, trade complete. It's like, no, it's like, dragon. Oh my god, just give me a break. All right, not a dragon. That was close. I almost summoned a dragon by being too full of myself there. Okay, let's slow the roll. All right, let's take a gander here. Aqueducts. 100 food, 25 gold. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna need quite a bit of stone, and I think we're gonna get there, and it's gonna be a glorious thing. Second thing I need to do: get that. The series up. I want to say Jesus, but it's not Jesus. But to me, it is. To me, everything is Jesus. I'm devout. All right, let's get this up. We can assign more builders. We can prioritize it. It's already number 1. And look at it go. I do like the building animations in this game. It's kind of like a 3D printer. You know, it's literally exactly like a 3D printer. That does look decent. Everything else is looking great as well. We got ourselves a decent thing going on. The water, I don't know why the water is moving so much. I don't think the moon is crashing into the earth like, but yeah, it's a little eccentric there. Everything over here looks pretty great. We pulled away a lot of the wood. This is the kind of stuff that I definitely think we want to upgrade. 1 wood and 1 brick. So we should definitely start getting enhanced tools. Maybe even moving over here. I'm a little worried about housing in this area. But I think it will stay out of the negatives, so I think we're in good shape. Now, we also want to get up another house, for sure. For sure, I said. Yeah, we got to remove some of this stuff. That's no problem. That's no problem at all. Get rid of all that. We're going to move this gent over into this area. So I believe it's going to be halfway into the 3rd part there. That's a beautiful day right there. Wonderful. But you know what? Life goes on. Sometimes you know, a dragon comes and torches everything that you love and have ever possessed, and you know, sometimes you win a free ice cream cone. You know, you gotta weigh the good times and the bad times. But overall, I think that we're doing okay. We just gotta honestly watch the food. Got 89 per month. That's where everything breaks down, because you run out of food, then the tavern doesn't get the food consumption it needs. Then you lose comfort, recreation, then you lose productivity, so your food production goes down even more. We have 41 barbarians coming. What a joyous occasion. Oh boy. All right. Well, I'm actually a little afraid. So there might actually, I'm realizing now, if we were smart, what we would do is actually tower the heck out of this stuff, right? We have the gateway there. And so what I'm thinking is we come down to our dandy John priority board, and right now I have the guard towers as first, right? Set maximums, set all this, enable, we can limit. So we have 4 town guards, but let's find the towers themselves. Got 5 archers, hunters, wood archer tower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this archer right here is the archer tower. So what I say is we put it last. And then right before we're attacked, we drag that from last to first. That way we can have our cake and eat it too, because we don't need people in the archer towers at all point, right? So now we can have a beefy defensive system and not have the logistical cost of said beefy logistical system. It's a beautiful day for us. But yeah, there's a little bit of micromanagement in that regard, but I think we'll be okay. Another thing we need to make sure is that we have plenty of food for, you know, the coming winter. Because winter is coming. We have the aqueducts. We're going to pause real quick. I think that there are certain things we could do, like tool efficiency, as I was talking about earlier, baths. There's a lot of great things here. I kind of want a scorpion. We'll get more into the defenses here in a tad bit. So there are fire arrows. There are things we could do to upgrade this. I'm leaning towards getting large storage, though. And then iron mining, kiln efficiency. Potentially more trade routes. That'd probably be wise. You can see that this game is long. Some of this gameplay has been edited, and this portion is not as edited because I just got to a point where I feel like if you're at this part of the journey with me, you're for the ride. And this is an intensely long game, and we haven't even touched it. We haven't gone the distance. But I like how every time you expand, you have to think about every part of your economy. It makes a build that much more impressive, and it makes the accomplishment that you're looking for that much more enjoyable, right? So it's a pretty cool experience. But we got ourselves another house right there that's going to increase our population. We can easily eat it with the food and everything, and then I'm also going to get one more house up because I just definitely think that we need to do that. But right now, everybody's getting hit from that. We can now move this gent over here to the third. I think right about here is where we want it to be to hit everyone, right? Boom. So now everyone's got that. We can also, now that we have stone, start looking about some of this other stuff because this gives comfort and safety. So right here where we have the fountain, I think that's a superb spot. And then I think he's hitting those houses. He's hitting these houses. Everybody's having a good time. Put him here. I don't know what it does, but it's a big old thing of stone. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna make people feel safe, I guess. So we got that going for us. We got 4 months until all these barbarians start beating the crap out of us. You know, life is good. So we can kind of come down here and look at the reservoir. 100 stone. I don't believe... So this is what it looks like. You can see the houses enjoy it. You can see that the farmland enjoys it. Oh, thank you. Bountiful harvest or crop resilience. We're going to go with crop resilience. So we'll produce even in the winter. That's a good one. Let's pause real quick. Let's kind of look at the setup we want here. So if I place it here, I can go in a lot of directions. This is a beautiful spot. If I place it here, this guy down here doesn't get hit. I think, honestly, based on everything that I'm seeing, this is probably going to be a good spot for it. We did have a spot right here for some other stuff, so I have to kind of think about this. So we're going to place one here. That was 56. I want to get this foundation down first, so I know exactly what I'm doing. The aqueducts and the Noria, they're gonna be great. I'm kind of curious if I can do it straight out of this lake right here, because that's absurd. I could definitely go in both directions, but I have another lake down here. The question really is, does this thing have an upkeep? Because if it doesn't have an upkeep, there's really no reason to drag and make this land not usable, right? I can try to take water out of those little ponds. This is going to be... I probably want to save before I do that in case it doesn't work, because I don't think I'll get all my materials back. But we will get the distance. Let's do this and speed this bad boy up. We're definitely going to need an enormous amount of stone to accomplish the majority of what we're trying to do. So I'm wondering how I want to go about this. I think enhanced tools would be a wise decision at this point to speed up this process. So let's come over to the academy. We're about to get large storage. Yeah, 4 months for the Barbarians. A lot of building projects. But yeah, we're going to be in good shape. I'm not too worried about anything. I'm mostly just concerned that... I'm concerned about expanding too quickly. there, like I said, are a lot of things to consider. Mostly, we're building more things that require stone. So I'm gonna need another stone quarry as well, or I'm gonna need to upgrade what I already have. I probably should do both, to be honest, though, right? So we're gonna look at our industry tab. We got another one over here. I can see that the closest stone is all the way over here. And with the repair all feature, I think that does make it nice. And that you can build things far away like that. And, you know, repair it. You don't have to watch it the whole time. Oh, someone died working at the quarry. Whoopsie daisy. That's life. And it sounds awful. But it's the truth. No, it is the truth, but it is both the truth and it is both awful. All right, let's get everything here lined up for a road. So I'm gonna cut everything here down. All right, research is completed. Let's come back over here. Let's pause the game real quick so that I'm not worried about the banditos coming. We have blacksmithing down here, a lot of really good safe quarries. It would be a good one. Kiln efficiencies, that would be a good one. I think we're gonna go for that. It's a pretty cheap one for us. And that will allow me, I think this is tools for upgrade. Yeah, enhanced tools, all enhanced quarries. But kilns will be good too, because we can get clay. Yeah, the kiln efficiency. And it's only 1 gold upkeep. We can do that. For 12 more bricks per month. That's huge for us right now. We're really just not getting enough, and I don't want to put more people into work in there. Now, a couple other things we can do is look at the cultures and recreations as being 2 areas that are failing quite a lot. So if we get the forum up, we get plus 10 culture and plus 15 comfort. I believe that will hit the majority of houses in here. I'm going to put that on the back side over here. Now, we did get 1 temple up, so let's go do some religious stuff. We can click up here on religion, or we can come down here into the religious tab. You see, we're already in good favor, so we didn't need to do anything crazy. Yeah, blessings, prayer actions. So as I need to build the forum to get more, but right now I can offer food and get a bunch of favor. So I can sacrifice a few hundred and make them love me, which is all I ever really wanted. So we're in good shape. And you can see that we can pick. So we gave some to Jupiter. I'm going to give a little bit to her. And now we're at, you know, we were already there, but I want to keep us at the top. We need to make sure, yeah, Jupiter is watching us now. He wants more temples. He's also kind of a jerk. But the monthly upkeep on these temples is pretty severe. It's 7 stone, 3 brick, 3 gold. So we need more people, but we have 21. So we're in good shape. So we're going to build a temple for him since we can afford the upkeep. And that was 168. Ooh, hurt my soul. But you know what? It's going to be okay. So let's get Jupiter's temple up now. And we can put it on any side we want. I'm going to put it over on this side. It's a beautiful day right there. Okay. Well, we got the back roads going. And we'll pull it down. Perfect. Perfect. We're in beautiful shape. All right. Everything's great. I'm going to speed this up. Okay. There we are. So the question is, I'm going to wait for us to get attacked before I build this stuff because I know they're going to try to burn it down. So we'll avoid that. Once that research is done, we'll start going into some other things. But I think we got the quarry over here going. Nope, still being built. This is going to be a long walk. I'm kind of worried that it's not going to be a very efficient spot. Okay. I'm going to get the road up in this area. It's the best of my ability. It's going to have a little bit of a zag. That's all right. But yeah, we definitely need to make sure that the road is up. Not bad. Good enough. It's good enough that they have a spot to walk. That's all I can ever ask for. And the Barbarians are 2 months away, so we're in good shape. I love the way that the game looks in winter, but we got the blessing so that we have crops in the winter, so that's great. And we're a little bit almost full up. We're still trading for bricks every month, and you can see that that's actually pretty crazy. Kiln efficiency is definitely going to be necessary for a lot of this. I'm going to keep the soldiers outside this time. I'm thinking that this looks actually pretty darn strong. Now, we'll start building all the other towers here in a little bit. I think we're kind of a little too late, and I didn't have all the resources for it. Things are looking good. How much we got over here? 25 a month. All right. Now we got 43 stone a month. We're going to need hundreds of stone for upkeep and for getting these aqueducts up. Over here, we're in good shape. So let's, yeah. And you can see there's a lot of decor too. And we definitely want to get the fountain up. This is going to be a pretty big step for us. So hold your horsies, right? But I think we should focus on the farmland first. So I'm gonna wait. It looks like we're running out of wood. I can get wood pretty much anywhere. Right now they're doing all that, but I'll cut that down. All right, we're in good shape. Oh, here they come. We have 41 barbarians coming. They're gonna be quite strong. I think once I get the aqueduct here up and I start kind of filling in this area more, we have the potential to wall between this lake and this point. And then I think we can wall all the way to the mountain. I think that probably would be a good idea. Not necessarily to completely stop them, but to at least kind of partition areas and keep them, you know, busy or entertained with one tower while half the army comes down. You know, the divide and conquer strategy. I don't really see anything coming from the south. We have a lot of lakes protecting us. The eastern front is actually pretty easy. In my opinion, we could probably even do these 2 points here so that we can utilize this area for agriculture. And then, yeah, we could probably actually bottleneck right here and do a wall here so that we can have this whole area as well. But there are quite a bit of them. Man, are they hungry. Hungry, hungry hippos. Okay. So we're going to take care of these guys as fast as possible. Oh, this isn't looking good at all. This ain't looking good at all. There we go. Alright, let's slow this roll. We got a lot of good fighters out here. This is... Crap, I forgot to put everyone... We have enough people, all the towers were good, so that's awesome. I didn't have to switch priorities. Yeah, we're taking... There's so many of them. We're going to lose some soldiers. Oh, man. We haven't even gotten attacked by dragons yet. That's the crazy thing. Alright. So we need to get our soldiers out here. But yeah, we're... You can see that walling areas off is a really good call. I think eventually we're going to wall this whole damn area off. They burned a lot. And the cost to repair some of this stuff is pretty severe. A lot of brick. Yeah. And a wall, even a simple wall could have prevented some of this damage. Now we have one barbarian. Oh, he's over here. All right. So let's see. Rebuild all. There we go. Oof. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt. Luckily, we have a lot of brick coming in now, and we're starting to mass store everything. We were able to do it. We were able to rebuild. So let's pump this up. My big kicker right now is I really want to get the water over here and show you guys what all of that looks like. It's really cool. And, you know, just a little bit of damage. Honestly, they didn't burn down any of the stuff on the outside. All the towers did a fine job of protecting us. It's a beautiful day for us. It's pretty impressive how few people I actually have in this village. What we're getting away with. This is realistically one sector. Now, the one building, though, that we do need to look at... Ooh, production blessing, accelerate for technology. No, we want production for sure. All right, so everybody loves us. So the forum is really, really important. The upkeep on it is 10 stone per month. We're currently producing 42. So you can see these are some serious buildings, right? These are not... You can't just, you know, spam things. But look at the radius on this. So it's pretty obvious that, you know, the stone quarries down here... I'm not really sure what we're going to do because we don't want to place anything too close to that. It leads me to believe that most of the housing should probably go around this area. So I'm going to place this forum right here. And we're going to have housing going off over here, but far enough away that it's not hitting this little spot here. Right there. So we're going to try to avoid this stuff as much as possible. But there honestly is a lot of room for us to grow our city. And what's cool about this is we can kind of keep the wall design. I think I can actually start doing some funny stuff here. And what I think I'm going to do is... yeah, that kind of sucks. Well, the road can't really go that way anyway. So let's see. Where does the road want to go here? I think it wants to go this way. I think we should probably start looking at walling off some of these. Oopsie daisy. I didn't even actually know I could put a wall right between the gate. Okay. Yeah. There we go. This will stop the enemies from moving into the southern part, but we can start walling off a lot of this stuff. This is looking great. We're building up stone at a really impressive rate now, so that's going to help us out quite a bit. Let's also get the kiln efficiency. That's the best one right there. Perfect. I don't think there's any efficiency for the clay. It says we're still gaining 8 clay, so that's good. 57 brick. Things are really starting to accelerate. We just need to watch these production figures, and I think we're going to be in good shape. Everybody over here is happy. And now what I need to figure out is how I want to do the water. But now I have a better idea of what I'm doing, so that's pretty sweet. And I don't believe that these things have upkeep, so we can always kind of play the reservoirs by ear. We need 120 stone for the Noria, and we need just a tad bit for the aqueducts. I'm thinking about putting one right here, seeing if I can get it to work. We have to see. It has to be big enough. If it's not, then I'm going to have to pull it from here, and we're going to have to pull so much stone. But that's okay, because like I said, we're going to have multiple reservoirs. And we're going to be getting a lot of water. But the city is really shaping up. It's beautiful. I love it. Yeah. The game is amazing. Now we also have, I believe, large stockpiles, which are these warehouses. But they're not too expensive. But right now I want to save all the stone that we're getting. Yeah, we're in good shape. Throw a religious festival. So we can throw a religious festival too. So let's go back to the religions tab. It's the second option here, religious festival. We're gonna, yeah, let's do it for Jupiter. I'm gonna do crop resilience once more, and it's just 48. We're gonna have a small festival. There we go. Got an achievement. Woo! All right. This game is great. There we are. We're making good progress on everything. All right, cool. Look at that. We got the forum up. You can see we can do divine conquest on this, so that's pretty cool. Change current upkeep by 3. Technology, not research. Enhancement allows you to organize and send out religious missions and quests to distant lands. Very beautiful thing right there. Things are getting back together, and now I believe we have enough. Almost. Yep. Right there. So it must be partially on the ground. Oh my gosh! Look at that. Perfect. I don't know if I can do it this way. No, it doesn't like it, but I mean, the fact that I can do it right here is amazing. All right, so we don't have to go too far. We're gonna use this little pond to do everything. That's kind of funny. And then we're gonna pull this out over here. And you can see that we're gonna need a lot of stone just for that. I'm gonna deforest and de-stone this whole area, and we're gonna let them do everything. This is beautiful. So once this bad boy goes up, we're gonna have water, and we're gonna have a massive boost to all production. It looks like we are okay on clay for now, but food production is gonna go up, and then everything over here expands. You know, it all feeds into one another, and this is really great. This is really great. So let's continue to trek along, get this up. Oh man, there's so many buttons. Sorry. Yeah, there are a lot of buttons sometimes. We'll keep speeding this along. It's pretty cool. This is just, you know, one thing. Let's also come over here to our tech and see what we can do. I'm going to come back up into food. So large food storage would be decent. Fishing would be decent. Advanced harvesting. Upgrade for wheat and cabbage seems like the best thing that I can do. A lot of ways to increase our production. All of them good. Yes, we did it. We hit 100 pop. Nice. So we are thriving now. The tutorial is over. And H to go to headquarters is a hotkey. That's cool. We can go straight to the source. All right, we're in good shape. Come down here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, there it is. Once we get that up, it's going to be rolling. And it doesn't look like this is fully up, but we're going to increase the amount of builders on this to 20. Ooh, we're going to get that up fast. That's fine with me, though, to be honest. Want to get this thing up. All right. Production of blessings. 16% production for all non-food industries. Very good. All right, there we go. We got this going. That's actually looking pretty slick. And then we'll get the rest of these guys up. Get that water bonus, and then you'll be able to see bonuses here in a second. Be able to see fertility and everything that's going on. I love the way that the game kind of just tells you how things work. There we go. Boom. All right, look at that. So we're hitting all these areas over here. This also helps. Oh, God, it's a dragon. We got 5 months for a dragon. Okay. Well, dragons don't like ballistas and a whole host of things, but we're definitely going to end the gameplay on a dragon. That's a good one. You see right here it says 25 production, water supplied by reservoir. So yeah, it increases everything. So dragons aren't cool. They're mean, and we're gonna want to kill as many of them as possible. So what I'm gonna do is start getting all of the towers up. But actually, let me kind of take a peek. These take 2 wood and 1 stone. 22, 29. So yeah, there's a pretty big cost to doing that. I think that's fine for now, just getting the bottom. I mean, I'm gonna go the distance. Sometimes when you have to bite the bullet. I would really like to get my defenses fully done, right? So that's fine. And we got one more right here. We just need 50 wood. We plowed through that. Research is complete, but yeah, we definitely need to get our stone and wood production up. That's easy enough, right? But the defenses are doing fantastic now, and we're gonna need to tell people to cut more trees down, I think. Yep, crop resilience. I love crop resilience, but as long as you stay on the good side of the Lord, he'll always look out for you. At 99, pretty good. It looks like culture is the big one. Taxes are kind of weighing us down. There's not a whole lot I can do for culture until I start researching properly. So let's go to the research tree and let's see what we can do for culture. So we can build ourselves an arena, hospital, and justice. I think the arena is more important than justice. I like to be entertained, and I like the movie Gladiator a lot. So that's my logic process there. All right, let's get another wooden archer tower right here. Perfect. All right, so this is all going to be sealed off now, except for this one little gap right there. But that's going to be great. Ooh, yeah, and that one little gap right there. But it's sealed off from this side, so they can kind of come in. You know, actually, there's really no point to having multiple gaps. One gap is more than enough. We're going to fill that up. Second thing I want to do is probably get some more archers. Yeah, we're going to want to get a lot of them. 4 archers ought to do it. I think all the gods love me still. So we're in good shape. Perfection. We definitely are going to need, you know, some more people and things down the road, but we gotta start looking at our infrastructure a lot better than we are. So let's bust out the area behind here. And that dragon's coming pretty quick. It looks like we have enough people for all the towers, so that's pretty awesome. Check, we got 90 housing. We got 3 vacant beds. So yeah, people are coming. That's a beautiful thing right there. And let me take a gander. And I think we can get some houses up. Perfect. All right. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like we have a very small gap right there. I'm just going to do this for now. And we'll get the road up this side. We're going to do things a little different over here. Like, I'm noticing that we're getting kind of close. Like, I can have some of the decorations over here. I could always move this stuff too. I don't know. I like to kind of mix it up, but I'm not a big fan of these giant pillars. We got to make this place look a little nicer. I'm just trying to get some people in here. I'll organize this here in a little bit nicer. We got to clear this all out, and then I can organize the sections. Okay, 2 months, the dragon is coming. So that's cool. Got that to look forward to. We got 555 brick. Brick is no longer really the big issue for us. It does appear that enhanced tools is going to be the next logical thing to do after we get the arena. But food production, it does appear is through the roof, 148 gain. So this is doing wonders. If we get water over here, it's going to do a world of wonder. Let's do science. Do some science, man. All right, reservoir, I think is going to do well once I get that up. See if we get to that point. But the quarry is going strong. Everything is great. Yeah, this is great. I love the feel of this game, and like I said, we're so small. The game can go so much further than this, and you can build it up so much more than it already is. Perfect. All right, we got the research. Our next trade failed. Yeah, trades failed. That's fine. Yeah, next we want to get back into industry, right? Quarry tools right here. All right, we're gonna get some better tools. We got ourselves some more archers. This dragon is gonna just absolutely wreck. But we do have a lot of towers. I'm not entirely afraid of the dragon. It could, you know, could just be arrogance, which is usually punished. But you know, I'm feeling good. Feeling pretty confident about everything. I'm gonna put a little thing right there to keep these guys up. But I'll move all this stuff around. All right, so we've survived 5 years. That's a pretty good name for the video. All right. Oh, but here comes the dragon. He's imminent. He's coming. And what's cool is we just got out of the winter, so it's nice and beautiful for us. But yeah, the upkeep. Ooh, we had a break-in. Oh man, they took a lot. Not cool, man. Not cool. All right, the dragon is coming. Here he is. Oh no, 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 no. There's multiple dragons. I thought it was gonna be one. I should have read the 2. All right, so we got 2 dragons coming at us. This is not that great, but I think we can do it. I believe in us. Oh no, we're running. Oh god, no. We're running out of resources. We're running out of stone. It's gonna catch up. It's gonna catch up. Our gain is 3 a month. Oh, they are just gonna start. They are gonna start burning a lot. But yeah, you can see they got beefy HP. This is gonna be a little bit difficult to come back from, but it does appear that my placement of towers is helping. I think we'll kill both of them. They will probably torch a few good buildings down. A few good men. Alright, the archers are chasing, so that's good. I think we're gonna kill this dragon. I'm gonna kind of focus one at a time. This is why you need archers, though. We're gonna have some homeless people, that's alright. Nothing they're not used to. There we go. Killed one dragon. Oh, it looks like putting all my buildings in a defended area didn't exactly work out, but what could he do? Oh no, not my water. What a jerk. Alright. Oh, he's going back for the water. He's just like, nah. Alright. I did not count on the dragon. My defenses were not made for dragons. Yeah, I think he's gonna take that down and then he'll move on to my defended area. We're gonna speed this up because it's gonna take too dang long. Alright, there we go. He's getting a little toasty. Oh yeah, nice. The Jav units are helping out too. He got it. What a jerk. Alright. It does look like the dragon is kind of buggering off. He's going for my quarry. Needs 106 stone to repair. Okay, so yeah, we've learned some valuable lessons. One of them is that dragons are jerks. And then the second one is that it is really expensive to replace everything that can be burned down. There we go. Get him, get him. Don't let him get away. He's burning the rubble? He burnt my rebuild. Nice, we got 100. We got 120 food. Oh, oh Lord, man. All right, we're gonna rebuild all. So what can be rebuilt will be rebuilt. But what a glorious way to end the episode. So here's the deal. This is a new series if you want to see more. Welcome back to Roman Triumph. In today's video, we're gonna keep trekking along. Last video, we got up the aqueduct. So we're getting a nice little water bonus. You can see up here it says 25% production from water supplied by the reservoir. We have some nice, friendly dragons coming in 5 months, so that's gonna suck. But what we need to do is probably start researching some better weapons to slay these dragons with. So let's come on down to the city defense tab. We could go for brick archer towers. The ballista seems like the smart thing. Let's go. Scorpions are usually for hitting ground beast, but maybe we could use the scorpion. We need gold. All right, well, we do have a little bit of money coming in, so we're just going to wait this out. We got 113 gold. I say we go this direction now. We could also go into fire arrows. Ooh. Ah. Yeah, fire arrows. That seems reasonable. We have Scorpion I'd have to build from the ground up, right? So fire arrows to me seems like the better choice because I can just start upgrading things, I'm pretty sure. So let's actually hone that down. Let's crank up that tax. We got to be careful because we got to look at our happiness over here. We could get into an issue. We potentially want to start trading too. Our productivity is now 91% because of taxes. We had an issue that's giving us a -3. Comfort has a 25% weight, and since we're over our comfort, culture is really bad. Health is pretty bad. Safety is pretty bad. Yeah, we have a lot to do, And we're going to do it all right now. And so let's continue trekking along. Got a pretty good population. It looks like we have a gain of 22 food per month, which is not really that great. One of the best ways I think that we can increase this is by getting iron and stuff going and starting to do upgrades. But realistically, just getting production up seems to be probably the most tangible thing. So let's pause the game real quick. We have 105 gold. We're kind of bouncing back and forth. So we do have the academy here for research, quarry, warehouses. Those are really useful. We'll probably get some of those up here soon. Ah, the arena. Plus 10 culture and 20 recreation. Now the arena is, interestingly enough, it doesn't show a radius. I think it's only the gladiator arena, the Colosseum, that has a radius. So the arena does appear to be placeable anywhere. I don't think it's going to fit in here. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this thing. We want it to be well defended, and a lot of objects in the way over here. I'm trying to think of a good spot to put this. We do have an iron slab over here that I want to keep. So this is going to be a little weird. We're going to put it right here. At least it has protection by these towers. It's a pretty bad location, but let's build that up. Let's try to just get as many buffs as we can to increase productivity to get these things a little bit higher than they are. And, that did cost us a little gold. I don't honestly think we were going to get the technology up in any time anyway. So let's continue to focus on what we can do to make this a better place for everyone involved. I do know that we want to definitely get an aqueduct right here. So we do have a water source right here. We may actually be able to get an Orion. I don't know. Oh, look at that. Right there. That's hilarious. I do believe I will still have to get a reservoir up, but we don't have to spend too much to do this. It's literally right there. So we just need 100 stone, and we're going to slide this over. This is a beautiful thing. Now, yeah, this is great. This will be great. This will hit the majority of these buildings over here, and it will get the fountain. We can put a fountain down in the middle of all this. We have a couple of big old columns trying to help with the safety of everything. This is fantastic. Soon we'll get furniture upgrades. Let's actually see what upgrades we can afford. I think I'm going to have to go away from the defense. I know you're probably all disappointed, but we want to make sure things are still going forward. Now, we could get into iron mining for food. That's a really good one for us. Furniture upgrades seems to be the most reasonable thing for us to upgrade. So let's get into furniture upgrades. That's a beautiful one right there. Now let's keep trekking along. We got a lot of good stuff going on right now. The dragons are coming. That's not cool, but that's life. Trying to figure out where all my soldiers are. Ah, they're down here. I was taking pictures, so I sent them off screen. There we go. Yeah, we got a good thing going on here. We're researching furniture, getting up the arena. It's going to give us 10 culture and 20 recreation, 2 areas that we were very much in need of. And once we get 100 stone, we'll be in good shape. So let's speed this bad boy up. I do believe that the dragons are going to have a fun time at my expense, unfortunately. But you know what? We'll get through it, and we'll wall in more areas. We'll start doing some smart things. Probably get some more farming going. I think it's probably in our best interest, in fact, to start looking at additional wheat farms. So right here, 104, perfect. And right here, 108, perfect. Let's just do a couple more wheat farms for now. Makes me feel good about myself. We still have some room. I need to get large granaries in here, but we are on the up and up. We just need to make sure that we have good gains per month. Stone's coming back up. Wood is 69 gain per month. Very good. 0 gain on weapons. 0 gain on claws. 0 gain on iron. Very, very nice. Okay. Got our treasury here. We got our town guard. We got our temple. Let's make sure that the gods don't hate us. They're happy. One is pleased. And those are great places to be. So we can do food offerings to Jupiter. And that's probably a decent return. Favor gain 42 for 228. Ooh, we're running out of food. Let's just do a little bit. And let's do a little bit to Ceres as well. Oh yeah, just a few. We just want to keep these things going up. We don't want to get on their bad side. It is winter, so we're losing 60 a month. I think we're in good shape still, but we do need to be smart. Research has been completed for furniture upgrades. So advanced harvesting is we need to iron for. But we can start upgrading these gents, and what it gives them is 4 baseline comfort for citizens, and it doesn't appear to increase the monthly upkeep at all, but the cost is wood and bricks, and those are easy. And there's an upgrade, the all tab, so I think I just did all of them. You click that and then highlight. Yeah, it looks like it did it on those guys. I don't know if I scroll all the way down here. We can do the same thing. Highlight all, boom, upgrade all of them. Isn't that beautiful? I love games that do things like that for you. So we'll have to upgrade that Damas there and this one because they're a different type of building. And looks like we need divine conquest for this gent. And right here, do we have 100 stone? We're getting really, really close. So let's speed this up. It's year 5. Nice. Trade has been completed. Very, very good. Looks like everything is still in motion. We got the money. So let's come over here and actually look at some of the research we can do. So there's a lot of great stuff here, and we need to start doing everything. Let's start researching iron. Probably shouldn't have done that because I need food, but I like to live dangerously, you know? I like to live on the edge. So we could do another cabbage farm for additional health. Let's pause the game real quick. So we were going to do cabbage farms kind of like in this area. I was at one point going to put another cabbage farm here, but I built some stuff there, and I'm okay with that. 1 cabbage farm is a lot. They're a little expensive. 2 brick upkeep, not too bad, but still, you know, there's an expense to it. But every little thing we do, it helps, you know. 56 per month. I think we have enough to get through winter real easy. Okay, 113 stone. So now what we're gonna do is get the reservoir up. But every time, anything I can do to make these people happy, and look at that, this is actually really, really decent. Anything I can do to make these people happy is going to be a good thing for us. So let's see, do I want, if I place it here, I feel like if I place it here, it's going to get that house. So that's what we're going to do. I would have liked to have had a walkway in this area. I still can, it just won't look as cool. And yeah, we're going to do that. And this is a beautiful thing, so let's get rid of this road, and we'll figure out what to do here. We have a road down here, so I'm sure that suffices, and we have this over here. So there's ways for them to walk around and get through this area. Not bad. All right, let's speed everything up. Take a gander. Our happiness is now, we got 1% productivity out of all that. So that sucks. All right, 61% health, 99 comfort, culture. Yeah, our comfort went down. We got the tavern here. I'm gonna move this house over here. Oof. I need to move these buildings. I'm gonna move him over there. I'm gonna move him here. As you can see, this is gonna do better for us. These things are super expensive too, so you don't want to have too many taverns. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but we'll move him over there, and then we'll move him over here. But this will help out. Now we're probably gonna take a hit while that's being reconstructed. And I think we have just enough stone now to finally connect all this. Let's hit that pause button real quick because the dragons are coming. There we go. Perfect. Just enough. All right, cool. Everything's going to get built up. We have 1 month until the dragons come to kill everybody. That's a wonderful thing there. Oh, look at that. We got the arena. So 10 culture, 20 recreation. Arena will allow citizens to have a good time. And arena safety. Ooh, 80% lower chance of people dying while working here. So there's a chance that these individuals will die. There's 5 of them in there. But it's for the good of the land. So we're cool with it. Right? Yeah. Exactly. They don't really have a choice in the matter. All right, so let's move this gent from all the way up here in the hospitium. Ooh, it's... Why am I not getting... I don't know if it's built yet. Or is it because I'm in combat? Okay. All right, let's speed... Yeah. It's the combat. Can't move anything in combat. All right, there's 1 dragon. And then there's 2 dragons. Okay, so we're about to have a fun time here. I'm kind of pissed off because I think we're going to lose some people. We'll get our movement. I think we're going to lose some really good stuff here. Okay, we're going to pause. All right. Now I'm hoping... All right, let's pause. This one has sharp stone arrows. We're going to upgrade all of them. It looks like we already did. Ah, I need stone to upgrade them. We don't even have fire. Okay, cool. Yeah, we should definitely upgrade these towers. But it's okay. These dragons are crazy. We'll kill them here soon. It's like my UI's hidden. I don't know why that's doing that. I must have hit a button. Nice. All right. Yeah, these dragons really aren't too crazy. I think we're going to kill a good chunk of them. There we go. Nice. We had a lot of concentrated firepower in this. No! No! We just got it up. They destroyed it. Yeah, we actually were able to murk that thing pretty good. And we got meat out of it, so that helps us. We're back to 188 food per month, so that allows me to kind of move some stuff around. That's cool. Now we can move this house, and we're going to put it over here. Ah, it's just a little different. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out something else I can put in this. We could put a Domus or something, but yeah, I really hate everything about this right now. I'm gonna move this guy over, and then we're probably gonna move him over here. Really anywhere. I don't really care about these people. I just want to get another double house in here. Perfect. And I think I'm gonna move him here. That gives us a 2-tile gap right here. Which means that I can place even something as simple as a small park inside the middle of this to get a nice little bonus, which I think is a good idea. I'm gonna spruce this up just a tad bit. Beautiful. All right, and once I get the stone, once I get all this stuff back. Now, in the last episode too, we did upgrade a lot of these to enhanced tools, which was a really good call. And we got a 3rd over here. I will note that stone is one of the main things that you need for so much in this game, and it's also a huge upkeep item. So realistically, you're gonna want to expand your quarries as fast as possible, or you're gonna be bottlenecked real fast. All right, turn the UI back on. It's catching up. Yeah, I had turned it off so I could take some nice fancy pictures, and yeah, make sure you turn that back on because that was confusing. But it did make the game feel a little bit more cinematic. Okay, so we do have a quarry down here. So what I think we're gonna do is build 2. These things are just so far away. All right, we have one over here. Perfect. All right, we're gonna need to clear this area out. Perfection. And then things will get back to normal. So let's let everything catch up. Perfect. I actually forgot how annoying the UI was, so I'm gonna turn it back off. Oh man, yeah, I prefer just not to see anything. All right, that's much nicer. It's a much nicer experience, to be honest. We got a lot of good things going on for us, though. I think people, yeah, we're getting happiness back up. You can see that we're getting health and culture, recreation, safety. The main one is health. It has a 30% weight. So let's get this house back up. Things are going great over here. All right, we're in good shape now. These gents over here are doing a little bit better, 106% comfort. Once I get enough stone, we can rebuild that. That's going to give us another big bonus. We're on the right path right now. I believe that we should start focusing on getting into some of the more advanced things like iron making. Oh, there's some good stuff. Justice, the hospital. Yeah, let's do the hospital because if we can get their health up, that's going to get their productivity up quite a bit. That's a great thing for us. So let's look at the brickworks. We got the kiln efficiency. We got the foresters going. Brick making is through the roof. We're going to want to get large store areas up now. Or the warehouse, I should say. We do have iron mines. They require a lot of stone. So, nice. Alright, warehouse. So the warehouse is this big building right here. And we're going to place the warehouse, I think, right here for the time being. We'll just keep these small stockpiles, but we definitely want to have more room. We don't have too many storehouses, and we're fully on bricks right now. All right, enhanced tools. Cool. All right. Yeah, we're going to do technological accelerant, and then we're going to get this guy with some change upkeep. Nice, nice, nice. And then we just got this guy, so let's enhance him. It's a lot, plus 7 stone. All right, look at that. Now we're up to 53 stone a month. That's going to really let us start accelerating. But you do want to keep in mind... Oh, we got a riot and a tragedy. Tragedy. 5 people died. Tragedy. Yeah, I'm making up words. All right. Need 39 more stone. This is going to be pretty darn expensive. But that's okay. We're doing really well, in my opinion. The hospital will be researched soon. We can start thinking about bottlenecking some areas. I think what we're going to do, just because we can, right? Some of this stuff will be destroyed, but what I want to do is just start kind of walling off some of these areas just to start preparing for a day when we can live in harmony. We're going to do that. We're just going to start walling. It also kind of looks aesthetically pleasing. It might even force the bandits to come through certain channels if I have them open, so that'll be a fun thing to kind of explore, right? All right, Hunter's Hut. What are we bringing in? 27 a month, not bad. Quarry over here. Enhanced tools, perfect. All right, now we're really cranking up that stonage. I want crop resilience. So you can do bountiful harvest, which is great if you don't have a lot of food or you have a lot of storage. But crop resilience means you can grow better in the winter. So that's where I prefer to put those points. And it does look like we're going to need to get the granary storage here at some point. So we got a lot going on. Iron mine is definitely on my list once I get the aqueducts replaced. Doesn't look like we have too many new buildings. We might have a new god we need to worry about. But everything here is looking really, really awesome. Villas would be kind of cool. And then there's larger houses. Lots of cool stuff. Let's pause real quick. Yeah, large food storage definitely is on my list. Let's put one more food storage here because we do have a lot of food. I mean, I might need to get back into some of the trade. So let's actually go to the trade menu down here. Trade. So we're trading food over here. I feel like food is great. So available for trade is stone and meat. So what I want to trade, build more trading posts. Cool. We can only have the one, so we need to build another trade post. So that's another thing that we can start working on. Pantheon, Mars Temple. These are all great things. This is service, leisure, and religion. Very cool. Trade post. So it's locked out. We'll need to research that. Cool. Take a peek at our religion. Still haven't unlocked the other 2 gods. We're, in my opinion, doing pretty well. But it's really easy for us to give food to any of these individuals. So we should definitely continue to throw food at the gods. Gain that favor. Just to keep ourselves getting those bonuses. I mean, honestly, at a minimum, you just don't want to incur the negatives. The bonuses are definitely worth it. But the negatives are just such a kick to the groin. All right, let's do justice. It's 328 gold. No. All right. We're going to do the scorpion now. I think getting a scorpion up would be a huge bonus to our defensive capabilities here. With the small temples. Everybody's having a good time. Now we have 143 stone. We're going to rebuild this. Nice. We got 55 stone. So I think it's time to get the iron mine up next. So the current monthly production will be 27. That's pretty darn good. But we need 80 stone. Not bad. Plus 2 happiness, plus 11. Ooh, we're taking some penalties of productivity. Taxes. We're going to break taxes down to 1%. Hopefully that will reduce some of that. 92% productivity. Culture is really hurting. Health is really hurting. Okay. Once we need to get the iron mine up because there are certain things that require iron as maintenance for their upgrades. So the sooner I can get this up, the better for a lot of people. We got a perfect iron mine right here. Storage is a little far away, but that's okay. We can always place storage around this area. It would be wise to place at least a small stockpile in this area. So once I get, yep, there we go. There's my iron mine. So there's the resource, perfect. And then what we want is a small stockpile, perfect. And then now I can place a road around all of this. Like we're gonna have to spend a little bit of our hard-earned money to flatten terrain. There we go. Right there, perfect. Trying to figure out where I would actually want the roads to go. It looks like through here is good, and through here. And we'll do that next. Perfect. I don't really need a road here, but we can place a lot more industry. We can do a double industry sector over here, so this might actually work out to our advantage. Look at that. Almost got this water back up. Let's throw this to the top of the priorities. Get 10 builders in there. Oh, no. 32 barbarians, 19 berserkers coming in a few months. Bad. All right. So this area should have some blockage now, and that opens up a few avenues for us. We're going to have iron coming in. The next research on our docket, definitely going to be the ballista. Ooh, need a little bit of money for you. Oh, barracks, huh? 117 gold. We're close on a few of these. Iron arrows. Let's just do iron arrows. That might be a good one. I want to start getting some of these guys up. So sharp stone arrows. Shooting range +3. Who can say no to that? Well, what's the upkeep increase? 2 and 2. 3 and 3. So 1 more wood, 1 more stone. Okay. I'm going to wait until we get attacked and see if we want to do that. 'Cause that's a lot of stone per month. The wood I'm not too scared about, but stone is a little tricky. We should probably start... Yeah, see here? The change in current upkeep is 2 iron, 1 brick, 1 gold, 1 wood for +9 stone per, though. But that's the importance of really getting the synergy, because I think it's better to do this stuff than it is to overflow your city with workers. Better to utilize what you actually already have. And yeah, a lot of different new technologies we're going to need. Got a nice little storage area right there. Looks like people are able to walk through the farmland, so they're taking the road and just ditching. So that's cool. There's some actually good logistics in this game. I like to see things like that where like they don't walk all the way up and over. So they take the shortest path to a location. It's a beautiful thing. Cool. So we got a good thing going on right there. Got our road. This area is now fully walled in with gates. Cool. Except for this one spot here. The kill zone. Alright, what do we got going on here? 7 comfort. 64. Look at that. 102% productivity. Health is up. Alright. I believe we have the... Let's pause the game real quick. So this is cloth factory, blacksmith. So we should have a hospital now. Right here. Hospital. We need 35. Alright, I'm going to have to jack up the bills. So 25 a month. We're going to have to go back up to 2% because we're going to need some money. Unfortunately. I may actually need people. Because people aren't too bad. They just need food and stuff. Which, you know, they could be a little needy, but... not everything's going to be perfect, right? Alright, we need to clear this area out of all of its resources. We'll do so. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect. Not bad. We'll have another area over here for housing. We need to keep houses out of this area. Probably should move this dude, honestly, anywhere. Move him up here for now. But yeah, this thing is helping us out a lot. Bathhouses, farm, health bonus to nearby residents. Lowers the chances of buildings being destroyed. Bathhouse sounds like a really cool thing. Let's pop into the research over here. Let's start getting more food. Large food storage, definitely. Let's do that one next. Perfection. Alright. Making good headway here. Not bad. Okay. Yep, but unfortunately I need more money, and so that means more people. There we go. Another house getting up. More people in here. Let's see. Iron-tipped arrows. Upkeep of 3 iron. They go from 3 to 4. Or is it an additional 4 meters? I don't know. Arrow speed fast. Arrow speed moderate. Accuracy moderate. Higher accuracy. Greater distance. Greater everything. Okay. What I'm going to do is do it here. Because I don't think everybody should have that. There we go. I think like a few of these should have it. Because that's a lot of iron. But look at the radius on that. So him and him. Not all the towers are going to be equal unless we can get, you know, a much better production here. Which is possible. But yeah, that's interesting. Advanced harvesting. 1 iron, 1 gold for +10 food, 30%. see, same thing, plus 27%. Over here, we'll get plus 30. Okay, we're gonna do advanced just on the one. We don't even need it. I just wanted to do it. We're in winter and we have a 74 deficit, and that's actually really good. The Berserkers are coming, and that's not cool. But we should have large food storage here pretty soon. Yeah, we're getting close. So let's see, where are they coming from? Oh, I can't see anything because I have the UI hidden. Well, that just makes it fun. Fun for all. Alright, well, they're coming. We're going to put this in the ×2 mode. We're doing pretty darn decent, though. Everything's getting up in a way that I'm pretty content with. We're going to get a house here, and then we'll get this area cleared out. We'll get another house, and that will get us a higher tax. Our productivity is 96%. That's not bad. Let's speed this bad boy up. Nice. Got a new god. Let's pause real quick, actually. So, ooh, all the way over here. They're a little pissed at me, and we're gonna throw some food at them. Venus. We're gonna throw... We have a lot of food. Oh, I don't want to sacrifice too much. We're gonna throw like 180 at her. Oh, why do other... Yeah, we're gonna need to get a church up for her. For a temple. Sorry, not church. Temples. Alright. So she is right here. And we can afford it. Object in the way. Always an object. And we can place it really anywhere here. Perfect right there. So that will help us get on her good side and get some buffs. The banditos are near. I can feel them in a minute. Very cool. I like that they also tell you the hotkey for going back to home, which is H. Game's got a lot of quality life improvements that a lot of AAA games don't even have. Alright, look at that. We got the big storage for food. Oh, here they come. So the banditos are... Oof, they're setting stuff on fire. I don't like that. It does look like this tower is firing like a machine gun faster. Look how many arrows we got going. We're on ×2. So yeah, we can kind of notice that there is a pretty good increase. It's doing more damage. But if I had the UI on, we could see their health. I kind of like not being able to see their health, to be honest. It makes more immersive. But let's get out here and start fighting. Man, they really started ravaging the place. So here we go. Yeah, I like how they're a little taller than everybody, too. It's kind of cool. Alright. Not bad. There's a few people out and about. ×2 it. Oh, there they are. Okay, we found the last two dudes. They did break a building or two. I always hate how much it hurts to rebuild from these things, to be honest. There we go. Okay, let's just make sure. It looks like we were able to repair everything that was burnt down. They only got like a few houses, honestly, so the damage wasn't too severe. So I'm pretty happy about that. Let's get another house up over here. Yeah, it looks like we have a medium park right there. I should probably switch some of these houses around. Yeah, I honestly want to move both of these houses and put this park right here in the middle, but not really well optimized. We're having fun with it. The next one I do is going to be better. I'll do a better job on the next one. But everything's doing all right. Definitely need to dial some stuff in here eventually. And it doesn't look like we have any upgrades on the sheep farm. I think we're doing all right on the Noria. Everything's great. Everything is fantastic. Beautiful. Should probably just get the Mars one up. We're going to do a production blessing this time. I should probably just get the Mars guy up too, because I think we're going to discover him pretty shortly. So let's just get Mars up. I know that these things can be pricey, you know, gold, stone, and brick. But, yeah, it's just best. I think we're going to get him real soon, so I'd rather just do it. Divine Protection. Enhance immigration. Divine Blessing enhances immunity and resilience, reducing workplace injuries, sickness, disease spreads last 6 months. Divine Blessing increases immigration, and people drawn. Well, right now, we don't really need... I think people are just going to come naturally. Grow your population or catch their attention. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't really have issues with growing a population is what I'm getting at. So, bountiful. Nope. Crop resilience. Crop resilience is my fave. And we got a lot to do. So, yeah, we got the large food storage now. We need 60 bricks for it. Let's see. We got 24 brick gain per month. We have 8 clay. It does seem... Oh, trade failed. Bad. It does seem like we're at a point where brickworks, we're going to have to start thinking about the future there. To start seeing bottlenecks. Stone production is 70 per month. That's actually fairly decent. Money, 39 per month at a 2% tax. Let's see if we can pull that down to 1.5. 97% productivity. Looking at health, recreations, safety, culture, comfort, and health being the high points. Small temple, town guard, small temple. I don't think we have a hospital, so not bad. Let's get that hospital up. We need 80. Okay, but we're making good progress. We've hit our cap on food. That's cool. I'd rather be there than somewhere else. Okay, yeah. Hospital needs a little bit of space. I think honestly, I'm gonna place the hospital right here. I mean, I'm trying to make this area look a little bit cooler. We're just gonna put a road right there. This backside is really for nothing anyway. And we have this nice little blank spot here, so we'll put a road, and we'll put some other stuff over here. But it'll increase health. This guy isn't getting the benefit, but I'm okay with that. Not everybody's gonna be cool the way it is. All right, now we're doing great. I think we should probably try to get. There's a well or a fountain, I should say. It's like 10 bricks. Yeah. So I get the 10. I'm thinking we're gonna need. Okay, we got 38. I'm thinking we're gonna need a little bit more brick production because this isn't cutting the cake. I don't know who's cutting cake in this village, but if they were, they would not be able to. There we go. Not bad. And a clay pit, an extra clay pit probably would be wise. Put that right there. Perfect. Okay, that's gonna help us out tremendously. This is all golden now. Get the hospital up. Perfect. Okay, so we got the town guard, got the treasury, got everything. This is great. Got all of our temples up. Got a plague outbreak, so that will come. This couldn't have come at a better time. That's going to really affect productivity, I'm sure. All right. Yeah, we're doing really well. I think once we get some of these more important buildings up, we'll be in better shape. Let's come over here. We need 60. Yeah, like I said, bricks are becoming a bottleneck for us. Look at that. We got the hospital up. 15 health per 150 citizens. We are at total bed count of 180 and 39 vacant beds, occupied 141. Okay. We're at a good point here. I feel like we have more than enough workers to do everything we want to do. And we're just going to leave it alone for now. But this is looking mighty fine. We may want to get another iron mine up. 19 per month. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more. That will allow me to start upgrading other buildings that require iron as a maintenance. So let's just take a quick little gander. We got rid of the plague. Not bad. We need to start, doing more research. So let's pause real quick. Fishing, baking. Ooh, baking. Need a little bit of money. Houses down here, insulation upgrade. These ones actually seem to be some of the better ones because getting comfort up doesn't seem to have an increase in upkeep. But we'll see. You always gotta look at everything. 16 available workers, not bad. Advanced. Let's do again production. All right, and then another iron mine. Gonna have to turn back on the UI for this. It kind of blinds me, but that's all right. But it's the only way to. My God, so many numbers. Is this what the Matrix looked like? Oh my God. Yeah, I want to turn it off soon. Iron over here. It's like literally dropped my FPS to 13. I'm on a 4090. I shouldn't have 13 FPS. Oh dear Lord, have mercy on my soul. Okay, we're gonna put them over here. Somebody put me out of my misery, please. Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna need to clear this area. I'm gonna just do the whole thing. Okay, that will work. Goodbye, UI icons. Oh dear Lord, 5 months. We're gonna get hit by 52 barbarians and 2 dragons. This is ramping up. So we did get the scorpions, right? Holy moly. Look at that. We can place these things up on a wall. Alright, so... Oh, that's cool, yeah. So, 4 gold, 4 wood, 2 iron. That's not bad. I mean, they're expensive, but one of those... I personally think we're going to need a couple of these bad boys. So I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put one... I don't know if it's going to have aiming issues. I don't think it will. And I'm going to put one over here. So we'll have one... either side, so I can upgrade these with scorpion bolts. Wow, that's a pretty small upkeep. The weapon upkeep, though, that's where it's at. So let's start making weapons here soon. Okay, yeah, we got a lot going on. Those 2 scorpions, though, I think are going to do a really good job for us. So we're in good shape. 64 happiness, 102% productivity. Looks like culture is weighing us down. So some of our next technology should probably be culture. In the insulation tech, yeah, we need to get, like, I don't know, some people on the street miming or something. I guess that will make them more productive. I didn't know mimes were so essential to an economy till now. There we are. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, research is done. So yes, let's look at cultural things we can do. Baths, I like that. Arena safety, altar, not bad. Divine, theater. Yeah, all this stuff costs money. A lot of money, in fact. So we may not be able to do that after all. Let's do more trade routes. And we can start getting, maybe we can start trading for weapons so that we can upgrade these scorpions. This is cool. This is real cool. 45 shot. 5 shot. 0.3. 857 per minute. 1,350. Extremely precise and effective machine brings fear to the enemy's eyes. Anti-personnel weapon is formidable against small beasts. Okay. Yeah, we want something a little bit bigger for dragons, but I still think that this is going to really help us out in this upcoming raid. These upcoming raids are pretty beefy. Okay, so the sharp stone is going to be wood and stone increase. So I'm going to increase these gents up here because I think we're going to get attacked here soon. But the center defense is working out pretty well. It's got a good radius. Got to be a little cautious because they will burn down some of the stuff. But these houses are easy to rebuild. And I believe now... yeah, we can put a fountain down. So we have all this space right here. Fountain right here makes sense to me. And fountain right here makes even more sense. So yeah, we'll do a fountain right there. Plus 6 health, plus 6 comfort. Not bad. It's actually really good. All right, we're on easy street now. Let's go. Everything is in extreme nice. Plus 12 clay, so that's really good. And now we get the kiln efficiency up. Produces yeah, that's where it's at. Plus 12 bricks. Nice. Okay, that's a good amount of production right there. Plus 58. Plus 162 on food. 9 per month on taxes. Have to boot that up. We need a little bit of money coming in so we can make some of these future upgrades. Got 2 months until we get a bunch of people coming in, burning stuff down, so that's not cool. We could start leveling the army. So, let's see. Let's go down to the city defense. Brick towers. Unit level 3. Unit level 2 is completed. Brick walls. Must have wood archer tower. Wood archer tower times 4. Okay, cool. We can get that one. Let me see. What does that give me down here? Gather resources. Recruit. So we can recruit level 2s. The monthly cost is money though instead of just food. So yeah. I'm gonna get 5 more of these gents. Their cost is a lot less. 1 gold per. And what do they can throw spears at enemies and fight creatures weaker. Slow. Okay, training. Health 55, damage 5. These are health 35, damage 3. I mean, they are better. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're thinking about how much it costs for that stuff, I probably would just go with archer. I'm gonna do 1 level 2 archer. It's gonna cost me a penny, but yeah, money is gonna become more and more important, to be honest. More and more important. Our power and defense seems to be directly related to coin. A lot of the other stuff's easier to get. Perfect. All right, we're at least in good shape. You know, we're doing the best we can, considering everything that's been thrown at us. So let's get the iron mine. Go boom. Perfect. And I would love to get a road over here. We'll get a half road, as much of a road we can get. All right, there we go. Get some iron. Most likely I'll have to repair that, but whatever. All right, we're doing decent there. We're doing decent over here. Feeling pretty good. I think that these awesome scorpions are going to be amazing. Speed this up. The shortest aqueduct in history. Oh, shit. Here comes the dragon. All right, let's see what this thing does. Yeah, it's doing a good job, I think. Oh, man. Yeah, our tower, it came right into the kill zone. These things have such a high range. Look how far they can shoot. These things are perfect for these dragons. Okay, it flew away. We're going to take our soldiers to kill this thing. We're going to focus fire. We got 1. All right, they didn't do a whole lot of damage. A couple little brickworks here and there. Focus fire on everything. Nice. Nice. We just toasted that dragon. That was superb. Really minor damage, too. All right, and then the barbarians are coming. Here they come. I'm gonna have them fight out here in the field next to all these towers. Ooh, that is a lot of angry hippos right there. This is pretty brutal. Let's get on the good stuff here. Yeah. Ooh, divine protection. What do we need? 25. Yeah, let's do protection. Helps us from diseases and stuff. Here we go. There's a lot of angry barbarians, but you can see that the amount of arrows coming down is pretty severe. Guys, come on, get in the fight. Get in the fight. Nice. There's even formations. I didn't realize that. That's pretty sweet. Okay. We're in good shape. We just need to kill everybody. All right. Well, damn. We went through that like butter. That was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. Get back to work. Ooh, yeah, we're in winter. Okay. Yeah, we're in winter, so things are going to be a little hairy. We got 23 available workers. Not bad. Perfect. All right, so the next technology that we want to research, I think, is going to be the brick towers. Let's see how expensive that is for us. And we also, I think, got this, yeah, insulation. 2 cloth and 2 wood. So we need to get into cloth. 6 baseline comfort. That doesn't seem to be really an essential upgrade. It seems like one of those things just to kind of min-max. So, yeah. We're going to hold off. We got a good thing going on here. Beautiful. Everything's coming together really well now. Perfection. All right. Making good progress. Research is halfway to completion. Things are going our way finally. Gonna need to get a blacksmith to make tools to get a cloth factory. All right, large food storage. Let's see what this thing is. Okay. So yeah, this is a 3x3. Perfect. We have more than enough room for this. I'm gonna move this gent over here, and then I'll move this gent also kind of in this direction. I'm not sure where I'm gonna place this thing. There's a spot right here. Let's do it. Always good to have more storage than you think you're gonna need. I think storage doesn't even have this storage doesn't have upkeep on it, so that's better to have it than not. Cool, 600. Wow, that carries 6, and these are 160. Holy, yeah. Do 2 of those. Dang. That is a lot. All right, I'm gonna place this storage over here. We'll get back on our feet. We'll get back up. Yeah, look at that. Place object in way. Let's flatten this terrain. Perfect. Not really sure what object is in the way of that, but let's try one more time. I'm just gonna place it over there. I don't even care anymore. We want to have a massive amount of food storage. All right. Oh, we have a 2 tile gap right there. Perfect. All right, well, if I need to move anything in any direction, I can. This is looking fantastic for the time being. By heavy rain. All right, we're gonna get these bad boys up. We're gonna have food storage out the wazoo. Looks like when you move food storage, you lose all your food, though. So that was dumb. Yeah, whatever. It's cool. -32 per month. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Okay. Well, I knew that would happen. The heavy rain, I think, is hurting things. Let's go talk to some gods, right? So I think Ceres is the god that we want to talk to. And what we can do is throw a pizza party, a religious festival, essentially. Small one. Nah, we need to do a medium. There we go. Very good. Oh, I did that for Jupiter. Crap. All right, small festival. It's good. It's good. Honestly, we needed to do that for Jupiter as well. We're on kind of the outs with some of the gods, so it wasn't a terrible mistake, but it wasn't a good one. It always defaulted to Ceres before, so actually I think it didn't. I think it defaulted to Jupiter. I just screwed up. What happened? Oh yeah, look at that, 600. But yeah, that's kind of crazy that you lose the food when you move it. I mean, it makes sense, but still a little weird. -10 per month. All right, the warehouse is not even full. That's pretty sweet. We're gonna get back into the good graces of the Lord here soon. But I guess what we should actually be doing is looking at fertility over here. Look at the fertility over here, 113%. This is actually kind of cool. What you could do is have a setup like this, right? And let's find one that doesn't have anything in it. This one has nothing in it. And then you can put food storage right next to everything. I like that. It's a clean little setup right there. And you have a road. Like such. Perfect. All right, well, let's clear some of this area out. Maybe probably just... I don't think there's any stone. Yep. Cool, cool. A baby Hydra. 5,000 health. A threat level 70. Ballista, Scorpio, food and cloth. It has fire. Okay, cool. We're going to get hit by a Hydra in 5 months, and that thing is going to wreck shop. So that will be a fun experience for all involved, I'm sure. Come over to our iron mine over here. Doing all right. Let's do production blessing. Yes, sir. All right, food is going back to the moon. 75. Perfect. All right. We're going to be okay. Put the road in here. Yeah, I like this. I like this setup a lot. So I think, yeah, this one's at 160. I think I'm going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to have a nice little clean road system and cabbage. Cool. Yeah, we'll do that here too. Let's get this whole area right here. Speed this up. Look at these massive food storage though. There's so much food storage potential. 1,990. Nice. Yes. Everything's coming together, don't worry. Let's go back and talk to the gods real quick. Ceres is happy, but I want her to be just a tad bit happier with me. We're going to do just a little bit of favor gain from food. I need to get this up fast and get that bountiful, or at least resilient harvest. Oof, I just gave away all my food. Okay, yeah, I'm making bad mistakes, but it's okay. Yeah, the problem here is if that tavern turns off, then I get a productivity loss. There we go. What month is it? Whatever, the bountiful harvest it is. All right. Ah! Okay, we're getting there. Sometimes it does that. Kind of annoying, but that's cool. All right, we're gonna get the cabbage going. It's only 2 bricks. Cabbage is actually pretty cheap when you think about the brick cost. And advanced harvesting is 1 iron for plus 10 food. Not bad. How much iron do I have coming in? 45. I think that this makes sense to upgrade the cabbage. It's a good return. And we need it more than ever. 294 per month. Perfect. Not bad at all. Super cabbage for the win. All right, baby Hydra coming. It's a baby Hydra, so it's not even a full-grown Hydra, and it has a 70 threat rating. I think is gonna... I can't even imagine what a real Hydra's threat rating is. We're definitely gonna need a bigger boat, so to speak, right? Right, now we can do trading posts. So these have an upkeep of 25 gold. I am not ready for that. Go to research. Let's go to food. Better food storage unlocks large food storage. Better food storage doubles the capacity and health of large storages. Wow. That is a no-brainer right there. Do nothing. Get twice the capacity. Will do. Perfect. Okay. So we could do advanced harvesting here for another... That's 1 gold, though. That's not worth it. I mean, the 1 gold for this stuff, the super cabbage, we really needed that. 345 per month. Okay, yeah. We're going to start stockpiling. We can start trading. I mean, we have a lot of gods, too. That's kind of why I want all this food, right? So I can start, you know, giving things to people and getting benefits. The bountiful harvest kind of pays for itself when you think about it. Because you give them food, they like you, and then you use that to get more food. So it's pretty sweet. Nice, we got the fountain. Productivity is 99%. Culture is the big thing really holding us back right now. So we're doing the best that we can, but it's not good enough. Oh, here comes that baby Hydra. That'll be interesting. Yeah, and then Aurea don't even have an upkeep, so we have to drag all that stone all the way over here, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, divine protection. Make sure people don't get diseased. Got 21 soldiers, 177 citizens. Not bad, not bad. Our tax rate's doing well. Everything's kind of in a good equilibrium. Looks like iron's peaked. So there's no cost on storage, so it's silly for me to not have additional warehouses. So let's think. Yeah, warehouse right here makes a whole lot of sense. Put one right there. Perfect. Right next to the wood, right next to everything else. All right, forum. Bad. Everything's doing pretty decent over here. I think we got it going on finally. We got a place of worship for everybody. There's a lot of new technologies we should start working on. We got double food storage. All right, look at that. The god of Mars has noticed us. We're special. So we already got him a nice little temple. Let's come down and talk to him. Pretty sure he's the god of, he's gonna be the god of war. Let's talk to Mars. Yeah, legionary health. Blessed fire increases the rate of archers. This is pretty sweet. He already likes us, but I'm gonna give him a bigger reason to like me by giving him a little bit of food. Keep that up high. Now, our ranking is going up with everybody. We're in good shape. The baby Hydra is coming, and I am scared. Because we are not prepared for this thing, man. We got a baby Hydra. You think... I wonder how small the baby Hydra is, actually. I'm not seeing anything. I've seen pictures of the three-headed Hydras, and they're pretty scary. I'm assuming this one's going to be a little smaller. And it's probably not going to come from the south. Probably going to come from either up here or up here. Alright, we're going to have to turn the UI back on to see it. Oh, good lord. Oh, good lord, that was a mistake. Yeah, usually it will show you... Oh my god. Oh my god. Never mind. It was not worth it. There's like an oh no, yeah, there's like an earthquake. Oh wow, that's a baby one? That's a baby Hydra? Jeez Louise. Oh man. Hopefully he just wants to ask me about my extended warranty. Oh my god, look at that thing. Look at that thing. That thing is going to tear my city apart. I'm not going to send my soldiers out to die. Oh god. Oh, I am going to send my soldiers out to die. Because I need to protect my stuff. Holy cow, dude. Yeah, this thing is godly. He just murked all my storage. That's not good because all my food was in there. I think I need to start putting my granaries inside the protected zone now that I'm realizing how he's going straight for my food stores, dude. Holy cow. That's interesting. That's good to know. That's really good to know, but he's taking a beating. He's just taking it like a champ. Yeah, we're in winter too. We're gonna be out of food in a month. So the Hydra just came in and took out all my food. Oh my god, dude. We're kind of in bad shape. People are gonna die. This is gonna be a hard winter. This is the worst Christmas party ever. Yeah, he's still standing too. Wow. Yeah, we got +2 happiness per month. Well, they're gonna need it. They are gonna need it. When people start dying in the streets. Oh my gosh. That was not cool. Nice, 470 food. Well, we got 300 meat off of him, so luckily we'll get food off of him for a bit of time. Blessed legionary, blessed ranged attack, fire rate. Yep, fire rate for sure. All right, well, I learned an important lesson there, and that is have a backup system. Holy cow. So let's clear this whole area in here out. I think we're gonna put a granary inside here. And we're definitely gonna need to start walling or doing something. But that thing, I mean, that thing tanked my defense. That's why I like the defense the way it is, because as you can see, I'm able to get a really good rate of fire on those beasts and survive. Had I had my defenses more spread out, the thing probably would have just walked right past them. So yeah, having your defenses centered around the things that you're trying to protect, it really does seem to work. And that was ungodly. That was terrible. But, you know, pig farming is next. Let's do some pig farming next. Get some more food. We're in good shape. Back to 177 a month. We'll get up our storage again. We'll get everything back up. It's you know, a slap in the face, but we're at 100% productivity. That's a glorious... This is not a baby Hydra. This is a real Hydra. And this Hydra is a jerk. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the next chapter in Roman Triumph. In today's video, we're going to keep building out the city. We now have the basic building blocks to really start rapidly expanding. I want to get this place flowing with people. I want to get my farmland going. So away we go. So one really nice thing is we do have ourselves backed up against this area here. So what I think we should start doing is getting as many industrial buildings as possible, upgrading them where we can. Gonna have to turn the UI back on. Hurts my eyes. We got all that going on though. This is fantastic. It looks like we're in pretty good shape here. All right. So there should be some additional quarry space up here. Yep. See, we got all these stone. We're gonna get the stone going. There's a lot of buildings that require stone as maintenance. So as many of these as possible. The only bad thing is that they're all in the combat areas, so they might get wrecked. That's okay. Looks like we need to clear this area out before we can build anything here. That's an easy thing to do. Get all that cleared out. We do have an enormous amount of people. The gods seem to be a little bit pleased with us. We have a nice army. The last raid, you know, we do have some upgraded towers. We have the scorpions, so we're pretty much ready for anything that comes at us. I'm looking over here, and I'm thinking, where do I want to place more housing? I guess we could put some housing over here. Our food situation is pretty good with the gain of 210 per month. So we're going to take these hospitiums, and we're going to place them over here. First, though, I need to cut down all these trees because they are blocking the pathway. But yes, let's go through and just quickly make sure everything is in good working condition, which I believe it is. Now, ooh, there's another iron vein over here. There's a lot of the advanced stuff over here with the farmland. It requires a lot of iron upkeep. So I can tell right now we're going to need, if we can get like 100 gain per month, we can really just start upgrading all these things to be a bit more efficient. Now, technically, so right here you can see with the advanced harvesting, the cost is 2 iron, 7 gold, but the change in upkeep is +1 iron and +1 gold. We get +7 food, which is a 27% increase, for the same amount of workforce that is there. So right now, currently, we have 9 available workers. That's pretty crappy. So our productivity is very high. It looks like culture and recreations are something we could improve along with safety to get that productivity just a bit higher than it is. So let's think about this. There's a lot of things that go into the productivity in this game. For instance, as you can see with Cabbage Farm, per 5 citizens, I get +10 health. So if I get a bunch of... So I need more cabbage farms if I want to get that same bonus. The same with sheep farms, +35 health per 10 citizens. The upkeep cost is 4 gold. So we don't have that much money, you know? I'm not a wealthy man. And then +1 gold for the cabbage. But that's with advanced harvesting, right? And the sheep has no advancements to it, so that's just its natural state. So a lot to factor into these equations, a lot to do. So we have advanced over here. I didn't really find advanced harvesting to be valuable on the crops, but if I get to a situation in which my generated wealth is significantly high, I will revisit that. So we're getting a -9 from taxes currently. We have quite a bit going on. There's a couple other buildings that we could use. I probably should start thinking about better utilizing the areas that I have. So let's look at some of the decorations that we can place down. Now, the small park seems to be pretty decent. If we come over here and we look at the medium park, it can hit all 3. So we're going to put a medium park there. I have a bunch of weird kind of directions that I'm going right now. But everything is pretty good. The tavern is very, very important. As you can see, we've kind of hit our maximum for this tavern area. It does appear to me, okay, we have the hospital up here for 150 citizens, 15 health. So we have 184 citizens. It's only 5 gold consumption. So we can get this up, get another hospital, probably get a arena somewhere in the middle here. We want to kind of stay away from this. This radius on this is really good, but the quarry is unfortunately right there, and I don't want to get rid of it. So we're going to get pig farming up. We'll play all of this by ear. It does appear that we have some individuals who are homeless. So we're going to have to think of something. You can see here that we get a bonus just from having houses near each other, which is actually really, really cool. I think we could probably fit a house right here. It's not going to get any of the bonuses, but yeah, whatever. We'll come back to that. I'm going to build it up anyway. We need more individuals. We have 16 available workers. We have a temple for all of the gods. Let's come down and check out our religion tab. Now, Jupiter is a little pissy right now, so we're going to just throw some food at him. I'm going to throw him some cabbage, potentially. Everybody else is feeling pretty good about me, so just Jupiter needs the cabbage. I don't know what it is about cabbage, but he's cool with it. Ceres also needs some cabbage, so cabbage for the gods, I guess. There we go. Everybody loves me again. I think Venus is going to be cabbage curious here soon, so I'm going to throw some over there. All right. We're in good shape. I know I gave a lot of my food away, but we're gaining on 200 per month. I think we're in good shape. Producing quite a bit for everyone involved. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is the tavern has a massive consumption of 25 food and 4 brick. If we ever go into food deficit, the compounding issue here is that we will immediately start seeing productivity loss due to the loss of benefits from this tavern on those households. We do need to be mindful. And I think what we're going to do is try a different design on the right-hand side. Yeah, people are starving. They'll be fine. I gave all your money to the gods. So just what I... Yeah, I did that on purpose, see? So I did that on purpose. So the tavern ran out of food and we didn't get the bonus. And everybody immediately starts dying. So that's why, you know, you don't want to give all your cabbage away. But, yeah, that was a scientific experiment. That wasn't a lapse in judgment whatsoever. There we go. Now everyone's back on track. But it is interesting to see how things break down. As I call it, failing upwards. I was able to show you what I was talking about. All right, killing efficiency. 1 gold, but plus 12 bricks. Heck yeah. I'm okay spending the gold for that brick efficiency. That's a beautiful thing right there. We can get better storage. We can get a lot of things going. We're positive on all areas up here, so that's wonderful for us. Better food storage right here. So we just researched this. It just has a cost, but no increase in upkeep. But look at that. Plus 500 food and more health. All right, now we can store an enormous amount of food. What is our storage for this now? 3,100. That's pretty impressive. Now, I also wanted to build a granary over here. Because when the creatures came, they went straight for my granary storage and we ran out of food. And that really sucked. So let's build a granary over here. So we have some backup food, potentially. I don't even know if it will work. But the technology is finally ready for us to research more. So we just got pig farming. Who doesn't love pig farming? I think baking would be a really good one. So we need to wait for our monies to catch up there. Now we could do Column of Triumph. We could do statues. We can do larger hospitals, luxury housing, villas. We can go down. I think that we need to focus on things like justice and potentially a bath. These people are dirty and they need to be clean. We have no cloth yet, so we definitely need to get in that. Arena safety would be a smart one to get into, but I'm going to shy away from that. Let's go into altars and making sure that the gods like us just a tad bit more. I think it will be advantageous for us. Perfect. I would really like to get the trade post up at some point, but it's just so expensive. 25. I mean, it probably would pay for itself. Holy crapola. We got 4 dragons coming. 2 dragons we were able to take pretty well. I'm not sure about 4 dragons, but you know, it's a good day to find out. It's a good day to find out. Let's look at the scorpion. So what does the scorpion cost? 4? Okay. Let's get 1... 2 more scorpions. 1 for each dragon. Alright, these are going to be a little costly, but you know what? No, it's going to be pretty costly. I think we can afford it. We definitely need to get more people into here so we have a higher rate of taxation. I think we're doing pretty decent, though, in a lot of ways. Ooh, divine protection or enhance immigration. We're going to go with divine protection. I like things that protect us from disease because, quite frankly, I feel like I have a lot of bad things coming. And anything I can do to mitigate that is a very good choice, in my opinion. Let's go to the trade menu. Right now, we're receiving bricks for food. So let's make this the last time we do that. And let's start looking at other people. So over here, we can get clay. From Carthage, we can get weapons and clay. From these people up north, we can get stone and meat. And from these individuals, we can get cloth, bricks, and that. I say we start accumulating large quantities of cloth in exchange for food. That is something that we're going to need at a later point. I will also need to, you know, procure those things for myself. Here is a pig farm. It requires tools as upkeep, but it gives 25 health and it gives 53 meat. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. There's fishing huts. Additional sheep farms. I love the 35 health per 10 citizens. It's rather expensive. The main thing I think holding us back right now is generating money. So in order to generate money, you can see that we have not a whole lot. Get gold by taxing people. You also get it from defeating enemies. So realistically, the only way to get money is to build housing. So let's pause the game real quick. We have this wonderful little tavern over here. So my question to myself is, okay, how do I get a really maximized area? And this is something that I want to focus on. So here we have a tavern. I'm kind of thinking that sideways might be better than this, and I'm gonna try this out. So what I would like to do, take this road and pull it all the way here. We're going to need to cut down pretty much everything over here. We need to make sure that there's absolutely nothing growing in this area. And click on the tavern. All right, we don't want any houses over there. So if I can keep everything kind of neat and tidy. The radius on this is rather large, right? Radius on this is there. Unfortunately, I really need to get rid of this thing. It's negative 45 comfort. It's just too much. We're gonna demolish it. It's a shame. It's a travesty. But we have other things we can do. We have other areas, so let's just make sure that all of our stones are upgraded. We have a bunch of new ones up here. That will make up for that. It's unfortunate, but it is important to keep these people as productive and happy as possible. Move that over there. All right, that gives us a little bit more options here. So now we can put the tavern like so, and we can place houses all around it. So I'm going to place the tavern here. I'm going to place a road going straight up. I think we're going to wrap a road around right there. We're going to have more walls around this area at a future point. And we need to build out slowly. I think we might actually have houses going in multiple weird directions, to be quite honest. So I'm trying to think. I do like the fact that we could probably actually do one row, because what I'm noticing is that the parks here, they don't seem to stack when I was doing them earlier. So if I do this guy like so, right? And I do a column, I could probably hit all these gents. And then if I do a fountain over here, I can hit all of them. So I get all the bonuses here, and I get everybody in the radius. That's pretty sweet. And then these houses are going to go the opposite direction. Probably a similar thing, but we're going to try to fit as many houses in here as possible. I think this is a good start for us. We need to really watch our food and make sure that we don't overextend, because it's going to hurt really bad if I screw up. So 45 meat per month on a sheep farm, 33 cabbage. Wheat gives us 26, but it has a small upkeep. I'm a little partial to moving up into the wheat. So let's do that. Look at that, we got this area cleared. There's 2 more stone right there. Perfect. Alright, let's start clearing out some of these areas so we can get more farmland. I think we need to actually just start clearing out the majority of this. Got a good swath for farming around here, so we're probably going to move this direction. We're going to hit in 3 months. We need to let people... I need to stop giving them tasks to do because I need my towers. Now, we can always switch all of the archers to the top priority as soon as we get attacked. We'll just need to keep that in our back pocket because it's a huge possibility that we're going to need it. But everything else is looking great. Kind of scared about my food storage being hit by these monsters, but whatever. I think we're going to make it. There's a few spots over here. So we're going to do a few more wheat farms. One here and one here. We do have a bit of workers. Available workers are increasing. So you can see over here that we have a good comfort. Let's see what our productivity is overall. 100%. I mean, you can't really do too bad. Looks like I technically should have moved this in one more tile. I don't know why I missed that. We're in good shape though. So we got all these guys given comfort, everything over there. Probably going to need another hospital to get that health bonus. Now the hospital, interestingly enough, it does cost quite a bit per 150 citizens to get plus 15 health. Yeah, it's a lot better than the cost on the food production for sure. Very cool. And I'm also thinking cabbage is a good one. It's just 2 brick, and we can get a lot of cabbage going. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a lot of room for cabbage over here. Put a cabbage right there. Don't know if I can get a road going through this point. I'm gonna try. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Oh, it does look like it. They walk right through the thing, so I guess it didn't matter. That's really interesting. But yeah, we can get a lot of cabbage, actually. It's just a little bit of brick. I didn't realize how easy that would be. So let's see, I can get quite a bit. Let's see if I can make a design that makes any sense here. It does appear that we're going to need a road access, but I think we're close enough to the road that it's counting. That's actually kind of interesting that you can stack cabbage like that. We'll see. If we have an issue, then we'll know that you can't. But if we don't have an issue, it looks like we found a new way to do that. That's pretty awesome. Dragons are coming in 1 month. This is going to be pretty brutal. I'm feeling a little bit stronger now that we got these scorpions up. Let's pause the game and let's take a look at the tech tree and see what we can do. Just houses over here. That's a good one for us. Okay, we're going to get back to it. All right, so all of our towers are fine now, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's speed this up. All right, here they come. Here comes the pain train, as they say. We got a lot of good things going on, though. I mean, our stone intake right now is 128. Bricks is 28. Well, I need to get bricks back up. We got a deficit only because it's winter, but it's still pretty decent. 57 iron a month. We're going to be able to really start upgrading some of these things. We just need to get our tax up a little bit more. But I feel like we're in a really good position here. So, also, we want to get furniture, insulation. Look at the change in upkeep cost, though. 12 wood and 5 brick for 4. Oh, that's the cost. My bad. Oof. Like, is that okay? Yeah, so the tier 1 is not bad, so we just upgraded everybody. That's just a basic cost. Insulation, though, upkeep goes up to 2 wood, 2 cloth, and that is quite a bit. All right, so here comes 2 of the dragons. There's 2 more in the distance, so I'm hoping these scorpions are going to do a good job. Oh yeah, look at that. We're tearing these guys apart. The scorpions are definitely... Oh wow, destroyed a scorpion, but they're earning their keep. For sure. So are the soldiers. Alright, 2 down. There's actually a ton of meat in there. As you can see, we just got a big old thing of meat. Freak. Yeah, they're gonna burn a few of our cabbage patches. Dude, they tore up those scorpions, though. They're smart. The dragons go for the things that are hitting them, so they're a little bit smarter. But that was pretty easy for us, so I'm not too upset. And it looks like you don't rebuild these scorpions. So, or if you do, I don't know how. But we can come over here and rebuild all. It doesn't look like it populated it, so we'll have to put it down. I'm just going to go with the 3 that we have. I think we're in a good place, and we need money anyway. So, we're just going to roll with it, right? Our productivity is 100%. It does look like some of the gods are getting a little upset with us. So let's pause the game. Let's go to Ceres. Ceres and them, yeah, they're doing pretty bad. So let's go to Ceres and give her some cabbage. Make sure we don't give them all the cabbage this time. Go to Jupiter and give them some cabbage. Cabbage is there. All right, we're in really good shape on all that front. So let's speed this bad boy up and get to the end. Perfection. I'd really like to get at least some of this done in the near future, but things are looking up for us. Let me see, what do we got going on over here? We can also do the brick archer towers. Let's see. This is the radius of a brick archer tower, and this is the radius of a wood archer tower. Pretty much the same. Looks like the brick is a little bigger. We're gonna put 1 brick tower right here. If I remember correctly, you can just upgrade these and then use the upgrade all button to get all the walls to brick. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I actually think that would be a wonderful thing to do. So we're gonna upgrade things to brick here soon. I think we can even upgrade. Oh yeah, we can. Yep. So we're gonna upgrade that to brick. These are the towers that we had upgraded before. I say we get them all bricked. Gonna be better for everyone involved. Nice, we've survived 10 years now. It's perfect. Everything is looking great. I'm looking forward to seeing those new houses. I think they're gonna do wonderful things for us. Let's come over here and check out everything that we got going. So we got the enhanced tools there. We want to make sure all of these are enhanced because it's such a massive increase in stone. Perfect. Okay, we're good across the board. 143 stone per month, 65. Like I said, money is the big kicker right now, but we're getting a little bit more in taxes. I think I'm going to boot taxes up to 3% to see what we can get off that. 96 per month. That's really, really good. That also does mean that we can start kicking some things up. I am a little concerned potentially about the bricks. We're starting to, yeah, we're going to need more brick makers. This is something that I think is going to present a lot of bottlenecks because there's only so many upgrades. Yeah, we're going to do 2 clay over here. Road is too far. That's fine. I'm going to start industrializing this area right here. This is great. So we're going to do 2 clay right here. And then we're going to do 2 more brick makers. Can't do them right there, but can do them right here. Perfect. And we'll just move our forester areas a little bit further out. Nice wood over there anyway. There we go. Perfect. Everybody's doing wonderful. Research is complete. Wonderful. So the next thing that we want to research, I think, is brick walls. We can start working on getting brick walls. So I'm going to do crop resilience once more. I like having it... Oh my god. Yeah, production bonus. We're getting a lot of bonuses. I like having crops yielding in the winter, just in case if I miscalculate something. It's been pretty advantageous for us. Okay. So we're in good shape. Everything's getting production bonus there. I'm feeling pretty good about everything. All right, we're gonna do blessed attack range. It's a really good one. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, cool. So we got some good things going on. Upgrade to sharp stone. Upgrade the iron tips. Same thing here. Yeah, upgrade. And then 2 gold, 3 iron. That's fine. Look at the range on those bad boys. So definitely want to make the best that we can out of that. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about that defensive structure now. So now that we need to get brickworks up, let's make sure we're staying away from all the nice stuff over here. Gonna place a building like such, and we'll draw a little line through it. But yeah, I don't have any plans for any houses in those areas anyway. Now we can come and we can build these large guys. So that's crazy. Ooh, that's really crazy because what we can do is skirt the edges here. Yeah, like that. This will work perfect. And then I can have a whole layer of anything that I want right here. This is really, really good for us. So go to the housing. So the small part can hit both of them. Right there. That's a beautiful thing. That's a very beautiful thing. A square column. Which one? Plus, they're all kind of the same. This one's a little bit better. Oh, that looks dope. Yeah, for what I saw though, they don't stack. So, and then the fountain can go right there. I don't have a park, but we could put parks on other sides. So that's looking pretty good. And the radius here, I think, would allow for 1 more of these, like so. Find out. We can always move it. I don't think we're gonna be able to fit anything more than a hospitium right there. We'll do that. Perfect. And then in the blank spot right here, I can do a park that will hit both of these buildings. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, these guys are crazy. So the large hospitiums can house up to 20, whereas the normal ones can house up to 10. They're about the same size, but 2 wood, 1 stone, 4 brick, plus 10 comfort. That's pretty sweet. These are all pretty awesome. I think there might be a synergy that you could do too, but we'll figure that one out later. Furniture upgrade. Things are looking good. And I almost forgot. Let's go back to trade. Come over to the gent that was selling cloth. Oh, it looks like they changed. They have... Okay. They have money. I like money. So, oh, I see now. You can kind of just wait. Yeah, that's cool. So we're going to trade food. We got 356 for gold. I like that. We can trade up to 315 at a time for a lot of gold. Let's do an even 200. Now, you know what? Screw it. Let's do 240, 250. Okay, we'll do that repeating. That's a lot of money. That'll help us with research. We're getting a lot of food anyway. So we got a little bit more workers here. We got some nice little houses up. It looks like this potentially is going to be just right where it needs to be. I'm hoping so, because I want to place another house over here. So large hospitium, I think, right here. Well, and then on the back side, unfortunately, we're going to have to do a hospitium. So this is interesting. We're just kind of going with the flow here. I do like this. I think it's pretty sweet. Big pointy thing. Everybody needs a big pointy thing. So I think we're moving on up in the world. And another thing that we want to do is get another hospital up, because that health bonus is pretty darn important for productivity. You see we're falling a little bit under, yeah, 95% productivity, so we need to get that up. We're at 200 population. Available 11 workers. Things are really going well for us right now. Let's get a little bit of research going. I'd love to get a ballista. We're just not quite there yet. The blacksmith seems like a no-brainer. Looks like we're kind of failing in that regard. So if I go to a brick wall, it doesn't have any upkeep. So that's really cool. The kicker though is I want to... Oh god. I did not mean to upgrade. That was weird. Yeah, it only did as much as it could. But yeah, okay. So that's how that works. We'll upgrade some of these to brick, and ooh, that's a pretty big crime. That's a lot. All right, let's keep this going. The brick walls definitely look a lot better. All right, let's upgrade kiln efficiency. I think we're in good shape. Still got a lot of iron. Still got a lot of everything. Just looking dope. Our productivity is going down a bit. That's a little scary for us. We got no deficit really in wood. Wouldn't worry too much about it. Better food storage over here. I like this setup. It's a little clean. This is a little funky. Oh, we did hit it. We did hit it. Look at that. I think we could get one more on this side. So I'm gonna try. We'll find out. Then we can do a road. And then what's cool, like I said, is that you do have these small parks. And they seem to fit just perfectly there. And, you know, we can do a big old pointy thing here. I don't know if that pointy thing is getting these guys. Nope, it's not. So we definitely need a big pointy thing. And I believe the water is hitting over here. We'll find out. I can always move it around. So let's get a fountain over here. Perfect. Get everybody covered. I think this is going pretty decent for now. So we got 17 available workers, and I believe a lot of housing space. Got a good influx of people coming. 2 months, we're going to get hit by 55 berserkers and 45 barbarians. That's not cool. Nobody likes that. I want to get more brick towers. I think we're going to brick tower this whole area over here. They're a lot better, and I think we need to invest into our people's defenses a little bit more. It might pull the enemy off of burning everything to the ground. And so that's neat. So let's see. Safe mining seems like a really good investment, actually. Let's come over here. So we did get the altar. So I'm not really sure where altars come into play. We're going to put the altar there. Let's take a closer look at the altar. Coverage points 23. Favor gain for current population number 11. Gods affected everybody. Citizens can now praise their gods and show respect. Oh, these are cool. We're going to want more of these. And we're going to want them kind of like scattered about. So people can pray and get us good with the gods without us having to do a bunch of stuff. Those are really, really important. So let's throw some cabbage at Jupiter series. Make sure that they're happy. We want to keep them as happy as possible. Venus needs some cabbage. They're very... Oh, all gods. Oh, neat. Neat, neat, neat. I don't have to click on all of them all the time. I'm probably just going to use that command from now on, but we already did it, so... There we go. But yeah, I like this. This is really good. These altars are going to be very, very useful. 5 gold upkeep. Okay, so we did 2 of them. I think that that's sufficient. Two of these... and areas where people could pray. They're a little expensive, but if they give us bonuses with all of the gods, that's a good deal for us. Yeah, there's no water over here. Cool. So, yeah, unfortunately, the water ends over there. Looks like I do have a well right here. Okay. Well, I'm going to just move it over here. Give these guys the bonus. It'll help out, but yeah, it's unfortunate. Tavern's what it is. Feel like we need to start researching some more cultural things. Pause the game real quick. Houses, monuments. So this is all insulation, statues, arcs, service and religion. I think justice, yeah, 450. Justice and baths are probably going to be some critical ones. So we can start focusing on those here momentarily. Oh, lordy, lordy. Here they come. There are a lot of them. I don't think that walls like this are going to make a lick of difference. But yeah, those are... The purple ones are the hardcore. The red are like the putties. If you watch Power Rangers, basically. Alright. Let's speed this up to ×2. Let's get ready for this. We have a lot better towers, so let's make sure that these are all upgraded. Alright. So 2 gold, 3 iron. I think this is actually perfect. Like, we do have the money for this. And, yeah, we have the money. We definitely had the iron. I think that just a few of these bad boys is really going to make a huge difference in the next attack. They're likely going to do some damage, but, you know... Okay, we're at negative 104 deficit in winter on food, which is outstanding, in my opinion. Like I said, the gold cost for the small gain in food, I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest, but we'll keep going with it. We need to get some other things, but here we come. Here come all the putties. Eek. I hope they don't burn everything to the ground. They seem to be running past a lot of everything. I wonder if they're going to try to target defenses. It does seem like every enemy targets something different, so... Alright, yeah, you can see the fire rate on these towers is much better. We're shredding them. That's really good. Oh, that's not good over here, though. Might be the disadvantage to having a tower there. But it looks like we were able to quickly disperse through them. That's good, because we're going to have a bunch of purples. I think I'm going to send these gents down here to defend this area. We're gonna lose some people, though. This is gonna be a little dicey. We are getting money from these kills, though, so that's really cool. Very good way to make money is off of these banditos. Yeah, they're doing a little bit of damage. Couple buildings are on fire. We want to fight in the defense of these towers, or we're gonna lose too many men. It also helps pull the enemy. This is great. Oh no, not my pointy thing. Don't destroy my pointy thing. I need it. Alright. There's just a few of them left. We're gonna run in there and fight them all. This is the last guy right here. Alright. We saved the pointy things. Let's rebuild. Perfect. Alright. Little bit of damage. Just a little bit of damage. Not too bad. Nothing we can't recover from. Hoping that these altars help. Coverage points 23. Favorite game for population number 11. It's not bad. Let's take a gander over here. We're going to do technological advancement. Yeah, everybody's going up now because of the offerings and everything. Clay, we're at a gain of 4 per month. Bricks, not bad. Looks like we are running out of wood. We're going to do a bountiful harvest this time because we do have an immense amount of storage, but I believe what we need to do at this point is actually get up 1 additional forester, or potentially 2. The wood upkeep is actually pretty substantial on a lot of these buildings, so get everything rebuilt, move our men back into the barracks there. We're getting justice on the menu here soon. Yeah, pig farms are a little bit off. Brickworks, quarry, warehouse, iron mine, blacksmith. Okay, so we can finally do blacksmith. And it produces tools. So this is a good one. Once again, I'm going to keep these things kind of out and away from everybody. That's a perfect spot for it right there. Let's do enhanced immigration this time, because we actually do need a lot more workers, and we have quite a bit of space. So we may have lost a few souls too in that last raid. Things are looking up for us. Furniture upgrade. Nice. Yeah, we want to do that for all of these. Perfect. We're in really good shape. It's gonna... Our productivity is going down, mainly because of taxes. I'm going to pull this back down to 2.5. Need to get that productivity back up. Yeah, we're running out of wood. We're running out of a lot of things. That's no good. All right. That's okay. And we got 2 more guys to gather wood, so we're going to get back up on that horse. 105 stone, a little bit of a deficit, and other things. That's because there's no workers there. This will all remedy itself here momentarily. We have a massive population. There's just a bit going on, but they will get back to work here shortly. I'm glad we did the immigration. That was pretty smart in hindsight. 507 per month, not bad. We're trading for money. We're getting lots of money. Let's go over to research. We're still doing the tech of justice. So let's skip forward just a bit from this point. All right, 163 barbarians are coming. We just got the justice research unlocked. Look at this. Look at us. Okay. Here's the courthouse. 10 culture and 30 safety. All right, holy cow. And we can place this anywhere. Can we fit it in here? Please? Please let me fit it? Okay, we're gonna have to destroy this road, but I think we can fit it that way. That's actually pretty amazing. Legionaries, I don't care, man. We're gonna kill us some barbarians regardless of what bonuses we have. All right, let's get some justice. Justice! Courthouse right here. Look at that. All right. We're gonna protect it. We got 305 brick. That's not quite as much as I would like. So we're gonna have to play this a little bit at a time. There we go. Just a little bit at a time. Upgrading. Get that up to brick. Looking sharp. Got some pointy things. Gotta love the pointy things. I think we have more room back here that we could place another pointy thing. Every little bonus you can get is just gonna make you that much more powerful. So yeah, look at that. Nice spot for a pointy thing right there. Pointy thing right there. And a pointy thing right there. There we go. Lots of pointy things. Things are looking up. Got 4 months, so we better get all these things upgraded as fast as possible. Don't know if we can get the brick gates up, but probably do that too. There we go. Don't know if we had enough. There we are. Very good. A lot of good things are coming to our way now. This is looking pretty sharp. I do actually like all of the little decorations. I wish more games had decorations. I think that we're going to build over here 2 scorpions to get some better coverage of these areas. We got these scorpions over here that can hit the majority of things in fields. I kind of want to get my... Ooh, changing current upkeep is 3 weapons. 70 damage per shot, 56 increase, and a shooting increase of 5 meters. Not bad. Yeah, let's go back into technology and let's go to city defense because we need 2 blacksmiths in order to get the ballista. Barracks we can get right now, so let's do that. Keep going down this way, and the blacksmith, we're currently making weapons or tools. So yeah, we definitely need to get 2 blacksmiths, so let's do that. One making weapons, one making tools. I think that's a wonderful thing for us. Okay. And it does appear that we need to... Whatever you want to do, man. I'll just do a loop-de-loop around it. No worries. Alright, we're in good shape. We got the water. We got everything we need. Everybody's doing great. This is actually pretty sweet. We got up to a 99% productivity even with everything going on. Not bad. Furniture insulation. There we go. Got ourselves a second hospital. We're gold positive. We're pulling in a lot of gold from trade now, and that's helping us tremendously. Got our temple next to all our food. I mean, this is looking golden, really. I feel like everything's a little too nice. Okay. I also feel like, I'm going to pause the game real quick. Also feel like we can start walling areas off entirely. This area especially. I could wall it into the stone, but I'm just going to do this for now. Alright. Yeah, I feel like it's time to protect this area a little bit better. We're going to do that. And there's a lot we can do. We can put towers in here. We can do whatever we want. But for now, let's just get this whole area exactly the way that we want it. I think what we're going to do is connect the wall piece here. It's going to be one continuous thing. Okay, cool. That will give us just a little bit more room for air. We got 2 months until everyone comes. Like I said, I can always move people around, job priorities. I can always move these archers to the top priority. But because I left one opening, right here, there's an opening, there's no gateway. I'm hoping they'll use the pathfinding to come this way to try to get into all these things. So we'll see if we can rig the system that way. So we got a lot going on here. 163 barbarians is quite a lot of barbarians. I'm actually kind of worried because we might need to do job. Okay, hold on a second. Let's go back to job priority board. So yeah, builders, farmers should definitely be at the top. Not too worried. Yeah, wood gatherers. Not any of these other guys. We do actually need quarry workers and stuff too. So yeah, if we run out of anything, it can cause massive collapse of the whole system. It looks like we have enough bricks for now, a deficit of 95. I'm really kind of worried about things crashing, but I think they're going to build all these things up really quickly, so. Or maybe not. Yeah, brick worker. And for sure, clay pit worker. We need to keep our base resources going. It's not a whole lot, but like I said, if we run out of any of these resources, we are in really bad shape. So the foresters as well then. Okay, that looks really good to me. I'm gonna build these things up as quickly as possible. I know it's a lot, but I believe in us. Definitely have no free... Oh, the gods are getting pissy. Mars is wrathful. Ceres is pissed. I thought I got those temples up so they wouldn't be pissy. Okay. So here's the cool thing is we can throw a religious festival for any of the gods. 357. All right, Ceres, you get a festival. You get a festival. I'm the Oprah of festivals today. Mars gets a festival. All right, this should help. Luckily, we have a lot of money. And we saw that with the food, we can do all gods. So we have 3,000 food. Do 2,000. Okay, that was a little scary. We definitely should have not neglected the gods. No tax workers. Oh no, we have no tax workers. All right, we need to let them build all this stuff as fast as possible. Everything will right itself here momentarily, but this is looking great. We're getting ourselves a mighty little empire here. I don't like these guys. I'm gonna demolish them because they're throwing off the vibe. Give us some wood. There we go. Now the vibe is intact again. So what I'm hoping is we can get up all these wall pieces in this short period of time. But yeah, none of these people... You really only need the one gate and the one gate out. Everybody should be walking around these pathways. Okay, here they come. I'm gonna allow my guys to go to the bell. Oh man. I like, it's kind of interesting the way that they're moving. They're going around the lake. Gotcha. Alright. Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to come back. So, Scorpion operators, I'm going to bring to the front. Town guard, I'm going to bring to the front. But that's nothing to do with what we're even doing, but I'm just going to bring it to the front anyway. So, the arena, the healer, tax collectors, I think archers are all the way at the bottom. We were really close, but there we go. Get everybody into position. We're back in business. Perfect. Looks like we got ourselves a second one. So we got weapons and we're going to have tools going. That's a beautiful thing right there. I think we're finally at a good equilibrium. So let's keep this gravy train going. I don't know where they're going to hit. I have no idea where they're going to hit, but I do know they're going to get really messed up. Oh God, what did I move? Did not mean to do that. Okay, we're in good shape. Everything is coming together. Here they come. I'm glad I have scorpions, to be honest, because these are all little putties, though. They're very weak. You can see the bullet. Yeah, the scorpions are hard at work here. And they all are funneling into this little area, so it does feel like the wall worked. Man, we are just... There's a lot of money to be made from here. Yeah, this is great. This is really good. This one tower is really doing the work. Alright, so they're trying to bust through the walls over here. I'm okay with that. The walls are very cheap, not hard to repair. What's important is that we don't lose too many houses, so... A few fires, nothing we can't handle. A couple houses being, you know, torn down, nothing I can't handle. Alright, there's 3 barbarians. I don't know where they are. Oh, they're over here. Rightio. Okay, well, what that tells me... 2 things. One is that I need to get some more towers up. Just keep the ball rolling. I don't think we have to worry about the other side because they just don't come from that direction. So we'll try this and we'll see what works. Alright, we got everything. We're in good shape. Let's go back to our defenses. I think we're good there. Let's go to research. Ballista. Let's get the ballista up now and running. I think that's a really good thing for us. Let's check out the gods. They seem to be a little angry at us, but now they're all happy again. So that's a beautiful thing right there. Let's speed this bad boy up and let's repair every single thing that we have. They did a little damage, but nothing that we can't recover from. I'm going to do enhanced integration. We need more people. So let's keep this going. So we know we have the large Hispidiums. So I feel like what we want to do here, production blessing, is just go downward. I think that's going to hit everybody. And then upward. I don't know. I think we're going to do a 1 tile gap. Yep. 1 tile gappage. And then 2 more. And that's going to do it for this area. As far as housing. We got more room for like hospitals and other things that we need in here. We're going to do blessed attack range. I think that's a good one for us. And then over here, the large Hispidium. And then behind us, we can do all types of stuff like a small park. I think if I put it here, I'll get all 4 of them. Bountiful harvest, no problem. We're going to do a big pointy thingy. That's a good one. Everyone needs a pointy thingy. And there's a lot. There's banners. There's so much. And then the fountain, of course. And it looks like we can get one right here. So this is all perfect. All perfect. Not bad. And then we got a big area right here for more stuff if we so please. I think there's some other buildings in the game that we can put there. They're doing a good job. And we built that a lot. And we've done a lot. So we're going to continue to move forward. We're only getting -1 in winter. And we're not even using bonuses and stuff. That's doing well. It looks like we have a deficit in clay. Just a small deficit. So 1 more clay deposit up. Everything else is positive. Gold will be positive here in a moment. I think the tax office doesn't have individuals in it. So we for sure need to get more people in here, and we're doing that. All right, so let's fast forward here a little bit. All right, look at this though. I mean, we're really getting there. It's coming along really nicely. Everything is in the green again. It does look like we could potentially get the pig farms up now that we have tools. These guys are huge, as you can see. They're big. We have a little bit of room over here, so let's get the pig farm up. My god, things are massive. All right, we need to actually clear territory for this. So let's get that all cleaned up. It looks like there's a little bit of stone too. All right, here's a spot we can use. I'm actually thinking with the way the water is working here, we're gonna go sideways with a lot of this stuff. I think we could probably fit about 2 pig farms right here. That's a good start for us. It's a lot more food than we probably even need. We'll just get them up just so we can look at them, right? I mean, you're gonna build a pig farm. It's gotta look pretty. There's a lot of good stuff here though. And our productivity is 105% now. But I feel like we're pretty powerful. We've got a lot going for us. We're gonna start demolishing just a tad bit here. I don't think we need too many defenses in these areas, but you know, you never know when you're gonna need stuff. And you can kill a few banditos with this. This is a really good thing. We also got a barracks. This provides 10 safety. I'm gonna put the barracks actually like over here in the design. I feel like we just need some more stuff in the middle here. It's feeling a little empty. I don't like it. So let's take a look around. We got carpenter, cloth. We got a lot going on. We've gotten pretty much to the end of the content almost, so that's pretty sweet. A little bit more temples, Circus Maximus. I mean, we can really go the distance on those things if we decide to. Oh, a big Hydra. A real freaking Hydra. Alright, so Scorpion... Oh, God. Alright, fire arrows for sure. So we're going to want to build a ballista. So these things are huge. It does look like we could put them on the wall. Look at the radius on this. We're going to put one here. And we're going to put one over between these. I want it in a place that's defendable. These things are expensive. 7 weapons. I don't know if I have enough weapons. 17. Okay, yeah, we do. We have 29 game per month. So we're going to build up these ballista. And in 5 months, we're going to get attacked by a massive Hydra. Yeah, look at that. Look at that ballista, man. 400 per shot. Damage per... Yeah, this is sweet. Ballistas or shoot bolts at a high speed, but is not efficient at hitting foot soldiers. Deals a lot of damage, especially fighting beast or siege engines. So yeah, if they come at me with siege engines, this thing can shoot well over here. So that's pretty sweet. And this thing can shoot pretty much anything in this radius. So we got some nice defenses finally. We have 722 brick. So I would love to upgrade all of the walls in this area. Come on. That sucks. Alright, let's just do a small area. Alright. We're going to have to upgrade one and then hit upgrade and then use the upgrade tool. Is that what you want? There we go. That is what I wanted. Alright, so let's do this. Get all these up to brick. We're going to be in good shape. Kind of scared to upgrade all the towers to brick just simply because I don't know if I can afford it. These things are a lot of gold and iron. Looks like we're kind of hurting on weapons and such, but I think that's going to remedy itself here shortly, right? Deficit of 4. Is there a productivity loss? Yes, there was. Taxes. So put taxes down to 1.5. We have a deficit of too much. I think our trade will save us. This is actually scary. Let's figure out what's going on here. Let's pause the game. 88%. Yeah. So we're gonna increase this area over here. That's one way we could have gotten our safety up. That's gonna help us out a lot. So let's do that. Safer these people are, the better. Quite a bit. We have a room for 410. We have 153 vacant inhabitants. So I think the money's going to start coming back in. We need to get that productivity bonus back up. It's a little scary. I'm not going to lie. We need to keep plugging away down here. Production blessing for sure. For sure. All right, the deficits are a little lower. If we can get that production back up to where it needs to be, I think we're going to be in hunky-dory. Okay, we need culture and recreation. Safety is good. Culture seems to be kind of harder. Health could be easy. Train and manage soldiers. This just gives us 10 safety per 150 citizens. I mean, that's pretty cool. All these things add up. They all work together, you know? And so we just need to keep trekking along and making sure we're making really good decisions. 300 citizens. This is per 125 citizens, so we need another arena. Can't place object that far away. Or object in the way. I say we put another arena over here. Do it. Perfect. And we have a big old Hydra coming here soon. It's gonna kill everybody, so that's cool. Gonna do a little bit of damage, but you know, people are gonna feel safe and secure hopefully soon. 95% productivity. We just need to get that cranking up. See that the tools are a little off. Let's see. Consumption 4. Oh, we're not producing any. Oh, that's weird. Bountiful. Okay, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. There's just a bit of a weirdness going on. It will catch up with itself, and I think things will remedy here shortly. Let's do enhanced migration. Cool. Still have a lot of money coming in from trade. I think everything is actually on the up and up. Watch our religion. Everybody's happy. Productivity is 102. Look at that. There we go. Yeah, there was just a little glitch in the matrix there. So everybody's doing fantastic. But this is still something that we want to do. Is look at this stuff and start dialing it in just a tad bit. So we could put an arena right here in the design. Probably have a couple. It's going to be great. We needed to fill this area in anyway, right? So this is beautiful. Hydra is pissy. We got 1 month until the pissy Hydra comes. Feeling pretty good, though, about having these massive ballista. I think it's going to do a lot of damage. And yeah, we got the town safety. So let's see what we're at now. Wow, 100%, 110% productivity. Comfort's up. Looks like if we can get culture going, we could get that productivity up just a tad bit more. But in order to get culture, we're gonna need like something like a bathhouse. Nope. The Colosseum. All right, so the Colosseum is gonna be our next research goal. I believe that is the ticket to sanity. So let's see, Divine Pantheon Colosseum. This is locked, this is locked. Alright, so we have to go down the line. Here comes the Hydra. Imminent. We can't see the Hydra from here. Holy cow, you can see the Hydra from here, alright. This is not a baby Hydra. This is a real Hydra. And this Hydra is a jerk. My god. Oh my god. I don't know how we're gonna survive. It's taller than the trees. My lord. It's literally as big as a mountain, and it's coming at my base. It's as big as a mountain. Look at that. This is like Godzilla. Thing's slow though. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna speed this up just a tad bit, or it's gonna take 30 minutes. So I'm not sure what he's going to go for. He's probably going to go for my food. Just like the baby one did. Or he's just going to start... yeah, he's just going to... oh my god, one hit. This is... yeah, this is a Godzilla level event. Let's see what the ballista does. Any day now, ballista. Yeah, he's going to just trash everything on the outskirts. He's a little smart, actually. He's a little smart. He's staying out of range of my weapons. Having a good time. I mean, at least one of us is. At least one of us is. Okay, come on. Come on, ballista. Get in the range of the ballista. There he is. He's in range. Boom. Alright. So I am going to turn on the UI icons for this. Because I need to see what his health is. 21,000. My ballistas are like just tickling him. Yeah, 45 damage. Oh my god, he's gonna destroy the whole freaking town. Alright, we're gonna speed up this destruction. It's gonna take forever. Yeah, not good. The ballista are definitely helping. Once it gets into... okay, we're gonna turn off the UI because it's making this very unpleasant to watch. Okay. There we go. Yeah, get him, America. We need a rocket. Look at this thing go, man. I do think that the inner defense, though, really is the way to play this game. If you have your defenses too spread out, you're not going to be able to, like you can see here, we're doing a lot of damage. We're doing concentrated damage. I'm glad it's not going for my defenses, quite honestly, because a lot of this stuff I have... oh, jeez Louise. Where are you going? Oh my lord, where is he going? I'm afraid to repair things. Is he leaving? Oh my god, so he doesn't just stay. He just comes in and has a fun time and then goes. What a jerk. See, that's what I mean? That Hydra was a lot smarter. He didn't wait till I kicked his ass. He left. Alright. Look at everything we did. It's beautiful. Yeah, we got a lot going on. That jerk, he's gone now. Not enough treasuries. I gotcha. Less taxes were collected because we didn't have enough treasuries. Oh, that is a crime against humanity right there. Alright, yeah, so we've outgrown everything. Wow. That was pretty cool, though. We got to see the ballista at work. So... tax collectors. We need more tax collectors. I'm going to put a tax collector over here. I think this is a good place for a tax collector. We can place it really anywhere. Right here. Perfect. Alright, let's let them build this up. 109% productivity. 410 housing. 277 citizens. This is great. 20 legionaries. Perfection. Let's rebuild everything. Nice. We did it. Reached a population of 300. Alright. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've accomplished everything that I set out to. So, I think this is going to be the end of the series, but thank you guys so much for watching if you followed along this journey. I got a lot more stuff coming up, so stay tuned.